bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang,
What
bang,
is
bang, bang.
up, everybody? How are we doing tonight? My name is Suge, and of course, I'm here with the main man himself, the personality, Mr. Chris Anthony Lopez. How you doing today, sir?
I'm good, brother. I'm all good. It's my last show from Knees Digs. I'm so excited just to be back in like my own space, you know. I feel like I haven't been doing that since what? It's been almost July since I haven't been in my own space.
Yeah,
So
we've had to look at those bunk beds for the
and
last
this
couple
Route
of months.
66 thing that
We're
just
sick-
fell off the wall.
Yes, I
My
did
brother's
get to see one of these dudes in person. The great Amaru Moses, who is amazing. I love that
what was that
dude.
even on? I don't even know what that was. I'm destroying. This is my last show. I'm destroying everything. I'm flipping this bed. I'm gonna just burn the
Let's do
whole
it.
joint down.
Well, I don't know if your parents will
Yeah,
appreciate
I'm not
that,
gonna
but
burn the place down. But what's going on, chat? What's going on? I'm a room. I
what's
heard
going on?
about Suge's antics at the cantina. How my man was he was getting spotted and he didn't think he was famous. But Suge's famous if y'all didn't know.
I am not famous. First off, let's not even go there.
Tell
But
the folks that went up to you like, "Oh my God, are you Suge from Spin the Real?" And they're
nobody
like,
did that.
"Yes,
Nobody did.
yes, I
Nobody did that.
am. You
Nobody did
watched the
that.
show on
Stop.
Mondays. That was
Oh,
Suge."
get out of here. Nobody
Don't
did
lie.
that.
We're gonna talk about Suge's time at the cantina. No spoilers of the matches because your boy don't
No
want to know.
spoilers. Yeah,
No one's
no
gonna want to
spoilers.
know when all that fun stuff airs. At least, do we know when that fun stuff airs? Do we have an exact date for all of that? I don't know.
I do
I
not
don't know
know.
things. I just do shows. I know when this airs when we're live on Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. But we have a guest, and she's patiently waiting in the back. We really appreciate it. Amaru in the chat, famous or infamous? Depends on what show you're watching and what show you're talking about.
And what police station you're talking to?
And yes, and what officer in what area you're talking to. See,
Yeah, exactly.
we were talking before the show started about just being ghetto in the schmo. Like that's not a thing, right? I think this is the closest we're gonna get. I think it's the closest we're gonna get. Just this show. That's it. And our guest. Granted, I don't know what our guest has done in the past. Maybe she's gotten herself into some stuff. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we'll find out right now. But she did dim down the light. That is Ross Arsenault, and her name is Nikki Dimalanta.
Wow.
Okay, hold up. I'm gonna correct him right there. Because if you watch Nikki and Andrew's show, it is not Dimalanta. It is Dimalanta. She is making it a point that we need to fix this. Dimalanta.
Okay, hold up. Wait, Nikki.
Get it?
Let me try it again. Okay, so us, yeah, okay, cool. But our guest, we don't know if she's ghetto or not. Probably not. I doubt it. But her name is Nikki Dimalanta.
There you go. What's going on? Yes, Star Wars competitor. See, you're messing up, Chris. You're messing up. You're messing it up.
Time. Okay, so yeah, ghetto showdown. Yeah, okay, but Star Wars competitor Nikki Dimalanta. Yay!
There we go. If only we had if we only had Nerd Chronic to fix all these edits that we need done later.
Hey man, I have to remember to say Star Wars competitor, so it's whatever.
Yes, Star Wars competitor. She just beat Ross. I mean, if you go watch her matches, she's only playing Star Wars for now.
Well, no, forever. I don't know anything about anything else.
I remember you saying you would never play in the Showdown. That's changed. So
you got me there.
So I mean, could we possibly see IG Demi singles teams? You never know. Never know.
No.
I think.
Watch me do a play along to a singles match. That will answer your question when I get negative points.
Negative points? They're like, Nikki, you're so bad. We're going to take points away.
Exactly. How do you not get one in round one, -1?
Just for that, we're going to deduct the point from you.
It's like the opposite of getting a perfect round. Instead of getting a bonus question, you get a minus question. That'd be me.
But in Star Wars, you're doing a pretty good job at it, if I say so myself.
I'm trying.
So congratulations, Nikki. Absolutely crushing it so far.
Thanks.
But this Star Wars tournament, you and Ross the Arsenal. I mean, That was his first match, and just to show him some love real quick before we show Nikki all the love over the next half hour. ASG in the chat, I award you no points.
Exactly.
God have mercy on your soul.
I can hear Mark Ellis saying that to me.
Mark should just start saying that, like just in general. That'll low-key like be like a parent talking down to you, like I award you no points and may God have mercy on your soul.
Could you imagine missing a 5-pointer? Ross misses that 5-pointer and just Mark goes, I award you no points and God have mercy on you.
God,
and you're a winner. No, but
I would burst into tears.
Just to show Ross some love. I mean, great showing for his first match, and Nikki, a fantastic showing as well. Both of y'all absolutely crushing it. But how have you been since the match? I know it's probably been a minute since you played it, but how's it been?
It's been a lot of Star Wars, man. It's been a lot of Star Wars.
You're the only one playing now. You're representing the house.
I'm telling you, it is so weird that like I'm sitting out there and I'm watching the movies and I'm like, hey Andrew, hey, what's this thing? And he's like, what? And like he's watching his own thing. I'm like, he's over here watching like What If, that like Marvel thing. And I'm like, how are you not watching Star Wars? And I am still like, what parallel universe is this?
How come I'm just
So yeah, it's been a lot of that. It's been same old, just trying to watch all the movies and learn from my mistakes and whatnot. And man, Ross is the real deal, man. Like he's really good. I can't wait to see what he does next year. There's no way we don't see him next year. Right. So I'm excited to see what that dude does. He's super nice. He's Canadian. How could he not be? You know what I'm saying? So cool guy. And I thought it was over after round 2.
Yo, I mean, just show some love to Ross. I got to talk to him on speaking of Schmodown. Shout out to our boys over there. Speaking of, but talked to him a long time ago, and he was still FCL. He was still an FCL boy at the time, and he was crushing it there. Obviously, that's why he's with the Den. And just the fact, imagine if you played the whole season, like the Den just had 2 killers, and Ross and Thomas. That'd be nuts.
That'd be crazy.
Apparently, the suspects have a duo of killers as well. Marie Wilson, big love to Marie. We love Marie over here.
Who just won Dragon Con. Just won Dragon Con.
Again.
2 in a row. Yeah, like, come on. Like, she's a killer herself in Dragon Con. And she's a killer in Schmodown. She killed it. She ran into Gold Leader in a tough match. But you know what? She's going to be back next year. But when you think about it, Chris, when we all heard, okay, there's a second Star Wars match. As much love as we love Marie Wilson, everyone's like, "Oh, Demi's gonna be in this match." Oh yeah, we need Demi. It's got to be Nikki, and here we are, and she's in the second round. We don't know if she's playing Alex Damon or Molly Damon. She's playing a Damon. You know that?
Damon.
Damon.
It could be. We could have possibly whatever happens in Laura Kelly's match with Eric Whiteley. 3 women in the semifinals. We could have Damon Dimalanta 3. Just
the wrong
different Dimalanta now.
Don't say the wrong one. I don't want to hear that wrong one. Not here.
Dimalanta. God damn it. Okay, mine messed up.
No, Dima. Only Dima.
Dima. Okay.
We say pronounce it like in Spanish,
Dimalanta.
Exactly. There you go.
Well, I don't know if they told you, Nikki. I'm the whitest Mexican you ever meet. So okay.
My ass. Don't lie.
I am white. I am white. When it comes to anything Mexican, me is white. Okay. But
besides all the Mexicans, Nikki, you and your match with Ross, and I rewatched it before the show had started, and I was just trying to think to myself, again, The Force Awakens, last time you were on here talking about, Force Awakens is your big intro and all this fun stuff. And here it is popping up for you again.
I know, man.
It was that one. It was that one that tripped you up.
And that was a stupid mistake. But yeah, I mean, it happens. Happens to everybody at some point.
Right. But both of y'all had a perfect first round. Both of y'all missed the bonus.
Yeah.
And I mean, at least y'all were on the same wavelength, you know,
like it.
in regards to the wrong answer.
Yeah. Well, no, I have a feeling I think our heads were in the same place. Like we knew 5 wasn't right, but I think we were thinking the same thing. But yeah, that was a question that made me go, oh damn, okay, all right, all right.
Now, Nikki, this is your second perfect round, right?
Well, yeah, if you don't count the bonus, but yeah.
Well, I mean, we don't count the bonus. That's why it's called the bonus. We don't count it. But this is your second. This is your second perfect round. How many has Andrew had? 2, right?
I know with the Joseph Scrimshaw. I know against Alex the first time. I don't remember. I don't think the Chicago match. I don't remember that he did. I don't think he did against Laura. Nope, that was 725 to 1. I don't know if against Molly. At least 2.
Yeah. So you have equaled the ex champs perfect rounds. You're on your way. You are on your way. You can go tonight when you guys go to bed. You can tell them that. Nikki. Yeah, like, hey, I've got the same number of perfect rounds as you. Remember that. Now you go make dinner.
Man, I should try that.
Wait until you win the belt.
Wow,
but
I love you guys.
No, we love Nikki Dimalanta.
Dimalanta, damn it, sure.
I know. I keep messing up.
We're swinging and missing.
You hear Dimmy and it like throws you off. Dimmy has nothing to do with Dimalanta. Like that happened before.
You know what? Where does that nickname come from? Because I'm sorry, I'm scratching my back, but it was killing me. Where does that nickname come from? I told you we're kind of ghetto on this show. I'm scratching my back in the middle of the show.
Jinxed him before the show started. That's why.
You do what you got to do, man. I'll try to give you a condensed version. Oh God, it's so dumb. But okay, so it was me, Andrew, and 2 of our friends. Many years ago, we had a night where we just got together. We were having some drinks, hanging out, whatever. And for some reason, I found this like meme online, and it was, you know, the guy that like made Wikipedia or whatever, his name is like Jimmy Wales or something like that. Like somebody took his picture and they like distorted it and made it look stupid and whatever, and then they wrote this big long thing about like whenever Wikipedia like begs you for money, they're like, oh, please give us money for Wikipedia so we can keep going. For some reason, after many drinks, I thought it would be funny to read it dramatically. And if you go online and you Google Dimmy Waywaz, you'll see exactly what the hell I'm talking about. But
we're definitely gonna check it out.
If you find it, it's written like it's ridiculous. And I did a drunken, dramatic reading of it, and one of our friends who was particularly inebriated thought it was the funniest thing he'd ever heard. And from that night on, he started calling me Dimmy, and it just stuck. So Google Dimmy Waywaz, and you'll find out my origin villain story.
Story. That's great.
And here we are answering Star Wars trivia on the internet.
Look at me now.
And look at we did say you might equal as many perfect for rounds, and Andrew said he's not having it. He's had 4.
Oh,
okay. So wait, did he have a perfect? I don't know if it was in Chicago. Maybe one against Molly. I don't remember. He'll fill me in
to correct us.
Because I know, because he was quick. He came in here. Quick. Yeah, he came in here to correct us.
I don't think at least 2.
I don't remember the first Laura Kelly match.
Because that was. I think he missed the Hoth question in that match.
The 25%. He forgot to put the percent sign.
725 to 1. I don't know if I'm thinking maybe it's Chicago and Molly. I don't know.
I like to think that Andrew wasn't watching the show, but then he heard you say, I think he's only had 2. And he's like, no. There's a disturbance in the force. Someone miscounted my perfect rounds. And now here we are. But enough about Andrew.
Dare you?
we talked to Andrew last week. Again, much love to Andrew Dimalanta for coming on the show last week. But Dragon17 in the chat, Dimmy, I just have to say you are the most fun person ever.
Thank you, Dragon17.
I've gone on record saying Nikki's one of my favorite guests we've ever had on Spin from the Real. We've been doing this show for over a year now. And we thank you to all the fun folks who've come on this show. And I guess later's another one who I love having on, even though she's going to berate me later for my thoughts on certain things. But no, Nikki's great. And this run-on's better because you're here, Nikki. So congrats on the W. But I want to get back to that if we can. Get
Hell
away from
yeah.
all the ghetto-ness that we have over here. Apparently, I'm in the chat. Oh, I should have said this earlier. Suspects represent. Yo, big Suspect show. And
big
when you play Mike,
show.
or when we see you play Mike, we'll have to have the Suspects back on again. You already know.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But, for sure.
The match with Ross, was there any? I mean, obviously, the preparation, I'm assuming, remains the same. Like you just go in there and take in all the knowledge that you can. But did you by chance watch Ross in the FCL just see what he was made of?
Oh yeah, I watched this match, definitely. I mean,
just out of curiosity.
You want to win, you want to see what you're up against, and if there's tape, you might want to review it. So yeah, I definitely watched it, and I was like, okay, well, he played a perfect match, and that's what I would expect him to do here too. So yeah, it just kind of confirmed what I figured would happen. So I did. If somebody has tape, I'll watch it because yeah, you care, you're gonna do your homework.
Right, and in that second round, go ahead, Suge.
No, go ahead, of course.
No, but that second round, like the one miss that you had about the Maz Kanata quote from The Force Awakens, because I mean I'm dumb, so I don't know Star Wars as much as everybody else does. But what was going through your brain when like the Maz Kanata quote came up?
Darkness. I had in my head darkness.
You were set on darkness.
Immediately, that was the first thing that came into my head. I know why it was in my head, but it was wrong, obviously. But I just had darkness in my head for stupid reason. And then when I heard the multiple choice, as soon as I heard darkness, I'm like, oh, okay. There you go. And then I guess I just didn't pay attention to everything else. As soon as I heard darkness, I'm like, oh, okay, well, that must be it because it's what's in my head. And then I went with it. And then as soon as I heard them reread the question for him and the options, I'm like, oh, mother fuck. I knew that. It's just one of those things where you get something in your head. It's wild because like you play along on the couch and you're like, how did they miss that? What an idiot. And then like you get in front of them and they're staring at you and counting down and something that you would normally know, all of a sudden your brain just like this block comes over you and you're like, oh, I can't even think of my name right now. Like I know there are no thoughts in my head. Like you just freeze up sometimes. And so I just kind of I was spinning my wheels with darkness and that's where I just stayed and it happens. At least it didn't determine the whole thing. And if it did, it's whatever, but at least it didn't.
No, it didn't. And I bet like just hearing those questions, and we even heard like Guy and PJ when they were reading through them, like they're rough to get through just reading them, let alone answering them.
Yeah.
And I bet you're over here like, is it Dimalanta or Dimalanta? I don't know. Oh, but Suge, did you had something?
I know. I think she was thinking about her maiden name. Make sure to watch Beyond the Schmodown. She brings that's a reference right there.
That was a reference.
No,
watch Beyond the Schmodown.
I do. I watch it every Monday before our show because I take all their stuff and I steal it and put it on our show. See,
so that's why you sound
okay
so
with
damn
me.
Smart because you take
exactly
it from Andrew.
Exactly. You know, exactly.
Hey,
and they're not a fan podcast, so I can't get in trouble. So it's like it's okay.
Right. That's why, That's why I just rehash all the stuff that I hear from backstage. It's okay.
There you go.
Exactly.
We're here for each other.
It's a give and take. It's a give and take in this relationship.
We're on the same team.
But I mean, Nikki, you were talking about it right now. Like you say, you're sitting on the couch playing along, and we've all done it. And you're like, oh, why did you miss that question? Or how is this so hard? How was it when you missed that question and you're like, uh-oh, like I need to stay focused, but I'm now that kind of messed me up. Like, what was your mindset when after that happened?
Well, it's kind of nice that I feel like maybe in round one, it would be different to get a miss because you immediately move into the next question. But in round two, after that miss, I get to kind of get out of it by zoning out while he gets the question repeated to him. I know I don't have to do anything right now. So you kind of get to reset while he gets his turn to steal. And then it's on to the next question. Because I've told Andrew 500 zillion times, don't dwell on a miss. It happened. You can't change it. Go to the next question. So I might as well do what I say and say. Is it
easier? Is it easier said than done? Is it easier said than done?
Not in that moment, but I'm sure that if it was a higher stakes thing and, maybe it was like round 3 or something, then it probably would have been a bit more harder to get over. But, it was like it happened. I went, shoot. I knew that, but it's whatever. What can I do? What I do know is I need to answer the next question and recover. So, you know,
and you were able to do that.
Through it.
Yeah, you did make your way through it. And look, like you said, Ross played a really good game.
And
you guys both got through that round 2, going into round 3, and it was close. And what was your mindset going into round 3? You know, it's a close match. Really?
Oh, I thought it was way over. I was like, well, it was fun. Like I'll answer my 3 questions as best as I can, but I was like, it's probably over. Like,
and where'd that come from? Was that from the miss?
Yeah, well, because I went in down 3, and I'm like, look at how this guy's playing. Like he's only missed 1, and it was the same one I missed. He's probably going to continue this trend, you know, going into round 3. It's Star Wars, you know, everybody's at the top of their game, and so I was like, it's not like I was in my head. I wasn't like whatever, and like throwing my hands up, but I was like, It was almost kind of like I just got more relaxed. Like, it's probably over. Let's just answer these questions.
And you answered, yeah. No, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, when he got his 5, like first of all, sitting there through 3 JTEs felt like 10 hours. But like when they finally said, and your winner, Suge, you might have already heard me say this, but like I started smiling, and it's not because I was like, ooh, good, he missed it. I didn't know the answer. I started smiling, so I was like, he got me. He did it. He did a good job. And then I had no idea they were about to say my name. So yeah, no, it's right up until that last JTE, I was like, he's probably got this.
Wow. So you thought he was pulling a Ben Bateman. You were like, oh, he's just taking all his JTEs.
That was a hard ass question. So
I mean, Ross did pull up Ben Bateman if you really think about it. But go ahead, Nikki.
Did he?
Wow.
He lost. But go ahead and continue, please. I'm sorry.
Wait, aren't you a Ben Bateman's shield? Like how? Oh my God!
Y'all ooped it to me, and I had to finish. I had to dunk. It was there. I love Ben. I'm gonna go see his show in November. I can't wait.
Oh, they're not gonna let you in. They're not letting you in.
What if someone clips this out and sends it to him?
It's absolutely being clipped out. It is absolutely being clipped out and sent to Ben Bateman now.
Oh no!
Hey Ben, Chris will be at your show in November. He's gonna be a picture of Chris. Do not let him in.
Make him buy you a couple drinks.
Yo, and I guess if I do what I gotta do, but don't get the off of me. It's we're talking about Nikki. We're talking about Star Wars.
Yeah, no, I don't know that I thought he was pulling a Bateman with like waiting, because that was a hard ass question. So I was like, I don't know, maybe he's got something in his head, he's mulling it over, maybe he's going between blah blah blah. Because the name that he did say at the end, I 100% would have said the same name if it was my question. So when he said it, I was like, oh shit, you know, I guess we're both on the same wavelength again. Maybe that is the answer, even though I'm not sure of it either. That's just what I would have said. So that's why I was like, it's probably over. It was fun while it lasted. You know, good job. But yeah, it was wild. I figured it was over, but I'm like, I'm still gonna do the best I can, because you never know. Yeah. And I guess you really don't ever know.
Yeah, that's what's great about the Schmodown and why I love it, because you see it in a lot of matches. You can go perfect in round 1. You can have a great round 2. You can't answer your 5, or your opponent answers their 5. You lose the match. Yeah, and we'll talk about it with Paige and Bateman. Bateman missed 2 questions. He missed 2 questions that whole match. That's a great game,
right?
And he lost.
Yeah, and in Star Wars,
5-pointer. Yeah,
like think about that match between Gold Leader and Zach Burkett. Zach didn't miss anything. He just went to multiple choice one time and he still lost. That's how razor thin it can be.
Right.
So that's, I mean, if you see a match like that after being down by 3 going to round 3, and that's why I was like, it's been real.
But it's real now. It's real, Nikki.
It's very
moving on.
Very real.
Is, and it's going to be against a Damon. So it's real.
But before we get to the potential Alex or Molly, we'll see. I guess we'll flip a coin. We'll find out who plays you. But so you said you had the same name in your head as Ross answered
100%.
The only 2 questions that he missed in that whole match were both solo questions. Am I correct? And
he's not a big solo fan.
So I mean, that's the one thing that sucks about the Shmodown, right? Like you got to watch movies you necessarily don't like or you're not a fan of or whatever. but especially in Star Wars, you only get so many movies.
Yeah.
And I bet, Nikki, I bet you don't like all of them, or like you're not a big fan. You're more, I shouldn't say that you're more of a fan of some more than others.
There are some I like more than others. I think anybody would say that.
Right. So in this case, like, that's 2 solo questions within the same, like, it's not even like 2 drastically different parts of the movie, at least not necessarily, but it's the same under the same umbrella in the flick.
Yeah.
So, and it
same
sunk him in the
scene,
end.
pretty much, I think. So yeah, 2 tough questions from the same part in the same movie. That's a rough hand to be dealt.
Right.
But
sure.
yeah.
And whatever movie trivia gods bestowed that upon him, that you're awarded no points. May God have mercy on your soul. Leo Logan in the chat.
Yeah,
Marie
I saw
Wilson
this.
is the only person on Reddit who knew the 5-pointer. Of course,
That's all I've heard of so far. She's the only one I've heard of so far.
Because Marie's rad. That's why.
Because Marie is rad.
Jeremy Miller saying he loves seeing the shock Nikki reaction. It was genuine.
It was 100% genuine.
And ASG says, "Give and take. The Dimalantas give, and Suge takes." You're damn right.
Right.
No, I absolutely adore.
So Suge does his homework.
Yeah.
Everyone learned today that Suge doesn't watch the matches. He watches Beyond the Schmodown.
Exactly.
Nikki and Andrew recite the matches to him, and he comes over here, and we're like, "Oh my God, Suge, that was a great point."
Oh my God, what crazy insight!
Right?
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean,
Suge, way to think
sorry.
Beyond the Schmodown, man. Like that's nuts. That's nuts.
I saw what you did
Exactly.
there.
And then I butter up Andrew by sending him TikToks and tagging him in TikToks.
Nice.
So.
He's crazy addicted. So.
And I loved it.
He's gonna see him. He's gonna see him.
Yeah,
like,
I've been tagging him his son.
after the show last week, like I think whoever has a TikTok account, we're going way off topic, but it's one thing. Whoever has a TikTok account, you're just scrolling, and watching all that stuff. Now, and he said it to us last week, like, "Oh, I'm gonna do more on there." And I'm like, everybody says they're gonna do more, but like I thought he'd do like maybe 1 or 2 videos. He's been doing a ton.
I know, man. He'll just like disappear every so often, and I'm like, "You were just making a TikTok, weren't you?" Yeah.
And they're fun. And guess what, guys? They're all Star Wars. Every single one.
No. There's a good one where someone's like, "Where's the Asian dad with the white mom?"
Yeah.
And he's like, and then he shows the baby, and I was like, first off, the baby's freaking adorable. Oh my God, she is getting big. She's getting big.
You're making Nikki cry.
In like 4 months, she's going to prom. Like that's how.
No, say that to Andrew, and he'll start boohoo. You know, that's.
I mean, because I remember I was talking to him. He was talking about potty training.
And I'm like, "Oh man, well.
It's going good. Are we on pull-ups?
Just in case anyone in the chat was wondering,
were they? I'm sure they were waiting on beta breath. Like, no, she's doing good. Pull-ups from time to time, but it's red.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, I need pull-ups from time to time. You know.
You have too many drinks at a live taping. You gotta just be safe.
Or on Shmomi the Real, apparently, should because you act up.
Okay, first off, it was because Marisol won the belt. If Nikki gets to spectacular, I'm doing the same thing. I'm downing a bottle of Jaeger for her. Okay,
oh my God.
And yeah, this is what happened on a live show last Friday. It was not the week Friday before. It wasn't a good thing. I woke up the next day miserable. It was bad.
Yeah,
but you know what? If Nikki don't have to win the belt. I mean, it'd be great if you did. But all you gotta do is get to this tournament and bang, Jaeger. And you know what? I'll do it too.
That
just so Suge has to do it by himself.
Wild.
At whatever venue. I don't even know where what venue the spectacular is at. Like, bought
the
tickets
Globe.
To go. It's at the Globe.
No. We're gonna sneak in bottles. And then and then just pull. Nobody's gonna say anything to us because we're like, "Oh yeah, spin from the real. They're ghetto. They do things like this. It's okay." All right, we need to stop saying we're ghetto.
No, walk in with Kaiser and Dagnino. You'll be fine.
Oh, right.
Yeah, right. I mean, okay. Actually, I got to hang out with Kaiser and Dagnino this weekend. It was the best thing in the world.
The best.
Them two are freaking hilarious. And I was telling Chris the story, but Kaiser, he's a cousin. I got you. you know, because I was talking about him coming out. She goes, cousin, I got you. And I'm just like, hey, Chris is like, is that how he talks? I go, bro, that's how he talks. It is
was doing a Kaiser impression over the phone about 2 hours ago. And he's not doing it now, but he was doing it earlier.
It was the best.
It got me good.
It was Kaiser. All of them are amazing.
I love it.
I got to hang out with so many people, but you know, Demi, now we got this, you know, you're in the second round. It's against a Damon. We don't know which one. Which one are you calling out? No,
yeah, do it now, Nikki. I want them both.
I don't think I'd call out either of them. You know, I'd be scared to call out Alex because, I mean, with the rivalry that he and Andrew have, but you know, they've gone head to head twice now, and so I think I'd be kind of scared to call out Alex, but I also don't think I'd call out Molly because she's just nice. I don't know.
Yeah, you guys did a promo together. It's one of the dopest promos this year.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, that was dopest. But I mean, when you think about it, like either way you go, you know, if you play Molly, it's, you know, 2 women of the Schmodown in the semis of a tournament. That's huge. If you play Alex, you know, the storyline is Alex is going to get his revenge on the Dimalanta.
Dimalanta.
Does a Dimalanta continue the dominance over a Damon? Because let's be honest.
Oh man.
Damon versus Dimalanta. Damons are 0-3.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about it that way. Big picture.
Oh wow.
0-3.
It's that Suge. Did y'all see that? Beyond the Shmona? Is that where you got it from?
No, he didn't actually.
Exactly where I got it from.
Up here.
Good. So that Suge.
So like what is your mindset now? Like obviously we know it's going to be taped probably very soon. Like what's your probably tomorrow. She doesn't want to tell us.
Oh my god, I was pissing myself.
That's what she's doing after this show.
right after the show, she's taking the match.
We're her pregame, Suge. And like,
can you imagine? Like, this is my warm up.
Just talking some stupid shit with these 2 guys on Spin the Reel.
Like Nikki, why did you get 0 right in round 1?
Because these 2. Because I was hanging out with Suge and Lopez again. God damn these kids!
They got me to drink Jaeger.
I
didn't want to, but they were so convincing. And it's like, yeah, sure, why not?
But like, what's your mindset going into this next match? Like, you joked around. Hey, I just want to score a point. Obviously, you're doing it. You know, trying, yeah. Yeah. So what's your mindset going into this match?
You know, it's the same. It's the same as the other 2 times, because at this point you just have to assume that the other person is going to not miss, and that's the way you prepare. It does feel like a lot of pressure to prepare that way, but we've seen it happen too many times, and you'd be foolish to think that you'd be foolish to hope that they're going to falter rather than preparing yourself. So I'm going into the same way. It's a little bit more like, oh no, it's a Damon, but it's the same preparation because you're preparing to go up against potential perfection in whoever it is. So I don't really think the way I prep changes. I don't think the way Andrew ever preps for anything changes. It's just, you want to prepare so that you hope that nothing's going to slip through the cracks, and you don't have to rely on them getting Aramea solo for their 5. You know, you don't want to have to depend on that. It's right. I mean, it's if it works out for you that way, cool, but you don't want to have to depend on that. So yeah, for sure. Same prep.
But you know what? I just thought of, Chris, the 2 people that can help prep her for this match have all beaten the Damons. Marie Wilson beat the Damons in Dragon Con.
Yeah.
Damn,
and Andrew has beaten both the Damons in Schmodown.
Damn, Suge's out here playing 3D chess with these.
Right.
And to go to Jeremy's point, I believe Andrew has beaten Molly and then Alex twice, and then so it's 3-0. I don't think it's 5-0, but
I think he's talking about this year. You know, like how Andrew's beaten Alex twice,
and then Kelly, Molly last year.
Right. Well, no,
I'm not talking about overall record. I'm just talking about versus the Damons.
Oh, word.
Oh, okay. Jeremy's talking in total.
This year.
Overall. Overall. No, I'm just talking about the Damons. Well, it's interesting, Nikki, because I actually said that if, we all consider Thomas Harper right now Rookie of the Year. I personally said that Andrew is Star Wars Player of the Year. But there's a world where if you run through this tournament and you beat possibly Molly Damon, Alex Damon, you beat Ross, and there's a possibility it's Laura Kelly, gold leader, and then you show up spectacular and beat Thomas Harper, you finish the year 5-0 with the belt.
That would be wild. And many, many stars would have to align for that to happen.
They're aligning right now. Okay, we're setting them up.
Even if it did happen, which I feel like is minute, I would still vote for Andrew because he did what everyone said he couldn't. Twice.
Right.
Beat Alex twice. And even if someone like me were to get through the tournament and win the belt as a rookie, you still don't have that on your resume. So I think that's a bigger achievement. As a rookie, that's cool. And Thomas, he's not your average rookie. He's a Dragon Con champion multiple times. So he's not your average rookie.
Oh, you heard it here first. Nikki calling out Thomas Harper, not a real rookie. How dare you?
Not your average rookie. That's what I said. Not your average rookie.
Someone tweet that out right now. Nikki just called Thomas Harper.
Shit.
Man.
Exclusive. But Nikki, I wouldn't downplay your successes either. Like, you've had yourself a great year as well, and beating Ross, that's his first match, but he's still pretty damn good.
He's real good.
Either Damon, say we get by them, either one of them's a W in its own right, whether it's Alex, former champ, or Molly beating Alex in that situation, who a lot of folks have Alex being, the by none favorite, in this whole thing. Or on the right side of that bracket, you got Laura Kelly. Eric Whiteley's none to sleep on either, folks. Just because he hasn't won this year doesn't mean he's not good. He's definitely is good. Joseph Scrimshaw, we haven't seen him this year, but
I'm so excited to see him. I'm so excited.
No stranger to Dimalanta's either. Like he made Andrew work for that W last year.
He sure did.
And then goal leader. Like let's not sleep on this tournament. So anybody that gets out of this
is a rough ass tournament, man. This is rough.
Right. And I want to bring this up real quick. Sean Wingblade in the chat, FCL competitor who's playing tomorrow. Nice. He wants to know any secrets to a perfect game because you're no stranger to them.
Well, if you're in Star Wars, watch all the movies.
Damn, Sean, I guess you're out of luck, brother.
I don't know what to tell you, Sean. You're barking up the wrong tree for singles.
But do you think Andrew Guy jinxed you when he said something about perfection in the beginning of your match?
I think they always jinx people when they say that. As soon as they say, it's going to go in overtime, why is it so perfect? That's when somebody misses. Because I think like towards the end of round 1, I don't know if it was question 7 or 8 or what, but it was towards the end. They were like, oh, wow, I hope we have our overtime questions. And I'm like, okay, boom. Then we both fucking missed. It's like as soon as they start saying that stuff, somebody's gonna miss. So yeah.
And Nerd Chronic in the chat, there has to be acknowledgement for the person who dethroned Alex Damon. No, I absolutely agree. This is why I say Andrew is a Star Wars Player of the Year. I love Thomas. I've told Thomas this, but I think Andrew deserves Star Wars Player of the Year. But I'm just saying, Nikki, the old Ric Flair. To be the man, you got to beat the man. Well, Nikki beat the man who beat the man who beat the man, and she probably beats the man, at home too in Star Wars trivia. So I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just saying Andrew's gonna get something next year. Whether it's reaction, Star Wars Player of the Year, Player of the Year, he is absolutely gonna get something. There we go. Nikki, you know I adore you.
I adore Peggy.
Even if you did, but my boy Ross, will you be at the Brooklyn event?
It was at the October 9th or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a negative. It's a negative. I wish, but no, I won't be there. I'll be there in spirit.
She's trying to go to California, Peggy, in December. That's what she's trying to do.
But she's trying to make the Schmodown pay for it. That's what she really.
She wants to make the Showdown pay for her to be there.
That's the dream.
That's and we'll see. Some dreams come true. ASU in chat. I'm just saying, if Nikki ran through and beat Harper, she'd be the Rookie of the Year over Harper. Ooh,
oh, spicy.
That's a fun one too. I like that. I like that thought.
I am big on like movie scenes, things like that. I remember Andrew telling me about his whole dream about, him winning the belt and having Nikki there at Spectacular. Could you imagine the opposite happen? It's Nikki winning the belt and Andrew comes on stage with their daughter, and I would cry. I'd be already crying because I drank a bottle of Jaeger, but I'd be more crying because that happened. Like, there would be tears. People, it's the perfect ending to a movie. Like, it's oh my god, like that would just, then the Star Wars music hits and like it's just game over.
Oh man, what a promo that would make.
Right. And then like next year at the next live event, like Nikki's with her belt and then Andrew turns on her and then like does this whole thing and then everyone starts crying. It'd be so rad.
It would be amazing. She's like
storytelling at its finest. Christian, write this down, dude. Write it down. Book it, man.
And then Nikki turns heel on him. And it's like, I'm never cooking you dinner again. I mean, we could get a good storyline out of this. Like,
just I'll write questions, fine, but like I want to write stories. This writes itself. Writes itself. Let me be the one to write it. Let me be the one to write it though, just so I get credit.
Absolutely.
But Nikki, before, because we have another guest that will join us momentarily, but before we go, or before we bring her on, last thing, for the match, for the hypothetical match between Molly and Alex, depends on which one we get. Do you think you're going to need like a certain point of view to go into that match? Whether it is with Molly or Alex, because like the POV means something, right? Or in this case, a CPOV means something.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to make sure I'm understanding your question. Are you talking about the podcast certain point of view? Or are you talking about like a point of view mentally going into the match?
Both.
Okay. I don't think it really changes I don't think anything is going to really change in either outcome. And that's not any kind of slight to either competitor. It's just, I think that it doesn't change it doesn't change how I'm going to prepare. It's not going to be like, oh, well, if it's Alex, former champ, I'm going to prepare harder. Like, no, I'm going to prepare the same for both of them. So it's not like, it might be mentally a little bit more like, if it's Alex, because it's Alex, but I don't think the preparation is going to change. I don't think there's any kind of like, I got to make sure my head's in this space before I get into the match. I think it's going to be the same either way because they're both monsters this game. So I think it's going to remain the same regardless.
See, and the crazy thing about like the challenge is that like once you set it out for yourself and like you get to that point, if you have the momentum on your side, you can beat or overcome whatever mountain that is. And our next guest actually did that.
She sure did.
She 100% did that. She called her shot these months ago.
She sure did.
And she was like, oh, yo, that one guy. Oh, yeah, I got him. Just put me on the same screen as him, in the same cantina as him, and I got his ass.
This girl's got
for sure.
And
she got a pair on her.
Oh, right. So, right here, right now.
Before we bring her on.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
You just shook up the world. How's that feel? Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Boss Town Badass! It's
what is up?
I am not surprised, motherfuckers, is all I gotta say.
That's right. She came on, she called him out, and this year she made it a point to go after Mr. Ben Bateman, and she did the damn thing. It is probably upset of the year. I think when she beats Dan Murrow in the finals, it'll be upset of the year. But I called it. Go back and look at our bracket breakdown. I said Paige Frabetti's going to be in the finals, and I said she'll be playing Marisol at Spectacular. Damn. So I don't hide from my predictions, unlike some people. Chris Lopez. But
that man's crazy.
But Demi, obviously, you are here with your teammate, faction mate, two of the great new stars of the Schmodown.
Yeah, you guys are so lucky right now. You get some hot ass usual suspect bitches on your screen right now. Like, what?
Hell yeah.
Let's work the show. Paige
We can't
that.
we can't say that. But
We can't say that. There's a lot of people
You guys
say,
can say it. We don't mind.
Well,
Okay.
how's it?
Just want to be good. Make sure we're all right. Make sure we're good.
Nikki, how's it been? Watching Paige perform and being part of the faction together?
I fucking love it. Paige is the best. I'm telling you. I said it once. I said it 1,000 times. This girl is the heart of the Suspects. Like, she's always like, study session this time, study session that time. Like, there's somebody who's in it to win it. She's right there.
Oh, thank you.
So dude, I'm so proud.
Nikki's always sending me questions and shit. I'm just like, one, how do you even have time to do this? Two, because you're just watching Star Wars 24/7. And I'm like, damn, these questions are hard. Like, she takes time and effort to write them. So kudos to her. So now, Nikki, you get the job done, and that Star Wars belt is definitely coming back to your household. But with you rocking it and you being able to lather it and touch it and not letting Andrew touch it at all. So
and your other teammate, faction mate is in the chat. Amaru, upset of the year and future Star Wars player of the year on the screen at the same damn time.
The same
darn right
time. Oh my gosh.
Demi
face of the year. So here's to be shocking, yo.
Oh, it would. Wait, Abe, that would be. And Chris knows this. It would be Hulk Hogan turning to NWO. Yeah. Like, could you imagine just Demi hitting
the Dimalanta house? Like,
yeah, she just hits Andrew with a chair, and then like gets the baby to hit her with the chair. Then they spray paint Suspects on his back. Oh, it'd be amazing.
On his back.
Right? The baby's sitting there going like this, doing the crotch, the crotch thing out of her dad. Like it would be. Oh, dude, Christian, me and Chris will write the story.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
But Nikki Dimalanta, thank you so much for coming back on the program. We very much appreciate the love, and congrats on the dub, and hopefully congrats on the future dubs you're gonna get, and we'll have to have you back on sooner rather than later.
Time will tell, my man. We'll see. But thank you guys for having me. Always a pleasure.
No problem. And before you leave, Nikki, before you leave, though, plug all your stuff you need to plug. Make sure be on the Schmodown. That's where I get all my information from. So you better watch her show. It is amazing. Mm-hmm. Where can everybody find you, Nikki?
Beyond the Schmodown is me and Andrew. We talk about Schmodown stuff. YouTube. I probably on like other podcast stuff platforms. I don't know. And then I'm on Twitter at Dimmy DIMMMYYY. Also, Andrew's on TikTok. You should fucking follow him or whatever. He does Star Wars TikToks. He changed his name. He is at Rogue Leader Drew.
Did he change it again? Because it was Drew. It was Drew.
It was Drew Dimalanta. But
Andrew, I know you're listening somewhere.
I think it's Rogue Leader Andrew or Rogue Leader Drew. Rogue Leader Drew. There he is.
There he is.
Shout out to Andrew.
Rogue Leader Drew.
But yeah,
it was like I need to plug my own TikTok real quick. Hold on.
Hey!
But yeah, follow him. He says Star Wars stuff, and yeah, come hang out with us and stuff. We also do a Radcast. It's a general podcast. It's whatever. Have fun with us.
Yeah, check it out. It is awesome. The Dimalantas. Start saying the damn name right. So everyone starts saying it.
And they're amazing. Frabetti, not Frabetti.
Yes.
Oh, see, this girl right here. She's too smart. She's fine. Star Wars, and she can pronounce names. There you go, girl.
Again, Demi, appreciate you. You are amazing. We love you. Can't wait for your next match to come out. Good luck, and we will see you at Spectacular.
Thank you. Oh wow. Thanks.
Yeah. Bye, Nikki. Star Wars competitor Nikki Dimalanta, everybody. Much love to Nikki Dimalanta.
Much love
for coming on the program. But we got Paige Frabetti here. Paige.
I just love Nikki.
Paige.
Hey guys.
I have to start off this portion of the show. You've been on the show multiple times now, and I appreciate you for doing so. In front of the program, friend of ours, and we are very appreciative of your time. And I'm a fan of Ben Bateman. Everybody knows that. The chat knows that. But ASG made a great point. I feel like I had to acknowledge it. Last week, I went to the Ben Bateman School of match picking, and guess what? I lost. Paige, you're on the W side of that, so congratulations for
Paige. He talks so much. Paige, he talks so much crap about you. He said you were even making it past round 2. No. He said, "Why are you even show up to the match?" Chris, tell her the truth.
Look, so last week,
tell the truth. Tell her the truth.
On this program, I said, like, I said everything I just told you right now, but I was just rocking with the guy who I thought who had more to lose, and here we are. Paige, the victor.
Guess what? And he did lose. So.
Yeah, but you you did exactly what you set out to do from the beginning. So congrats to you. Like that at this point, at least in my POV, you can lose the next match, but you would be a superstar. You did exactly what you set out to do, and your season's a dub in my eyes. You could win the damn tournament, win the damn belt. In my eyes, you won the season in September. So I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Thanks, man. I mean, my thing was I can talk the talk, but I can also walk the walk. So my thing was I just had to show everyone else that I could do that. And when everyone's calling, I get why people are calling it an upset and blah, blah, blah. But for me, like, I knew I had this in me. Everyone else was just doubting me. That was their issue. Like, this was one of the matches of the year, not us upset of the year, I personally think. But people can call it what they want. At the end of the day, I walked away with the W. Very closely, but I walked away with that W. So,
hey, it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. A win's a win. That's just the bottom line. And look, you know, it was. Look, yeah, and I have to say it. Your fortitude. I mean, I said it about Andrew Dimalanta when he was going to play Alex Damon. You got to have the cojones, and you have the cojones when you came on. You crashed his interview. You tweeted at him.
My heart.
You know, you did not back down from the challenge, and even when you were told about the match, you're like, all right, I got to get ready for this. I got to put my work in. How did it feel? Because I talked to you and you said it was unreal. You were just in the moment. You couldn't believe it. Like what was the feeling like? First off, and let's go round by round. That first round, you played very well. And Bateman even talked about it on his show where he said that he was very surprised how much you got. He figured you would be in the 6, I believe he said 5, 6, 7 range, but I believe you got what? You only missed the one question.
Yeah, first one off the bat. And that really pissed me off. No, yeah. So, I mean, we'll talk about that first question because I mean, definitely everyone's like thinking it. It wasn't like pregame jitters. I was in my head a little too much in that moment because I wasn't listening to the question at all. I know Robert De Niro is only in the second film. I know Robert Duvall is only in 2 of the films. I know Andy Garcia is only in like 1 or 2 of the films. Like, I just wasn't listening to the question thoroughly. I literally had just The Godfather on my board. And when I asked for the repeat, once again, I didn't really listen to the question. I just heard trilogy and I was just like, let me just put part 3 just in case. And obviously it did not work out in my favor, but it is what it is. For me, I was just like, all right, can't make any more mistakes now. And then we go to round 2. And I make another mistake like that. But honestly, though, at the end of the day, it's always me against the questions. I just need to. I'm a rookie, even though I've been watching this game for so damn long. Like when they say, let's get ready to Schmodown and it's the live button is on, sometimes you just got to take your time instead of just like trying to roll with the punches right away. Like I knew Bateman was going to play his little mind games. I was going to give him a taste of his own medicine, and I think it worked. But right off the bat, I just had to, right after I missed that question, I was like, I just have to take my time and just go question by question. I wasn't even worried about what he was getting right. I just wanted to make sure that I was taking my time with every other question and just focusing on myself. Because I knew he was going to play little mind games and try to get in my head by, I got it wrong, but I'm actually right. Like little things like that, I knew he was gonna do. But like it probably works for other competitors. It didn't work for me because I've been watching him play for so long. I knew his antics that he was gonna play, so I was just gonna feed him right back to him. So,
and that's almost the approach you have to take with someone like him. And believe it or not, you've been watching, like you said, for ever now, and a guy like him, people are still caught off by that, or off guard by that. Where ever since he was part of Team Action, Ben Bateman's been that, I don't want to say manipulator, but he's a real earworm in matches, to the point where Christian's like, okay, shut up, like, cool it. He'll piss Christian off. But you playing on the other side of the screen of him, and you were even doing this. You came on our show and did it in the promo, that you had going into this. You did the same exact thing. You may be one of the only people, if not maybe the only person, to match him in that same regard of, yo, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to play just as well as you. And I'm not going to listen to a thing you say. If anything, I'm going to hear what you say and give it right back at you. And exactly what you did. And you're talking your shit the whole time. And even like the fumble, the Godfather fumble. Okay, whatever. Like we see people miss first questions all the time. Like it doesn't even matter. And like what you were saying, you had that mindset of, I just want to get all my questions right. And it was, y'all ended tied after round one, like my man missed a question too about something that he's been known to be awfully familiar with in movie release dates.
Thank God, I love the Halloween franchise. Like, right. And I don't know if you guys have watched like my from the speaking of Schmodown, from Birth to Schmodown, but like I literally like talk like in college, that's like what my roommates like watch 24/7 for all of the Halloween films. So when I heard that question, I was like, oh my God, shout out to New England College because of them, I know this question now. Like I know the answer. Like, but no, like, and I'm not gonna like, I'm gonna give him credit. Like he played like a hell of a match, and I knew I go into every match thinking, all right, this is going to be the toughest match I face. And obviously I knew he was, I don't want to say he's the best competitor I faced, but like record wise, he definitely is the best person I played. So I had a lot to prove, not only for like myself, but to like everyone else that like, I am here to play. Yeah, I called him out before I was even drafted, but I did that for a reason because I knew I could feed it right back to him and make it happen. People could have doubted me all they want, but they're silly gooses because look who walked away with the W.
And look who moved on, right?
Yeah, I mean, and we talked about it. Ben Bateman is notoriously known that tournament season is his season. And look, people want to go at him and say what they want to say, but let's be honest, he only missed 2 questions in that match against you. And
that's the thing. We both missed 2 questions. His just cost more points than mine did.
Right.
Exactly. Right. And that's what makes the Schmodown great is you can miss a question. If you can answer your 5-pointer and your opponent answered the 5-pointer, that's the name of the game. And you were able to answer your 5-pointer. With the 5-pointer repeats though. Did you know the answer? Let's be honest.
Okay. I would say I did. Yeah. I wanted to use the first repeat just to be like, okay, I know Nathan Fillion has been in did a voice overwork in Cars. I know Bill Hader was in like Toy Story 4. So I was just like, this is 5 points. I will win the match if I get this right. So let me just take 1 repeat. And then the second one, I was just like, yeah, let me just milk this a little bit more real quick.
And that's the whole thing. And I don't want to jump all the way to the end because that Fight Club question was another big talking point of the weekend, especially after the match, or obviously once the match aired. And of course, like everybody knew you knew what you meant, right? Like you were in the same vein. Like it was where did the characters meet? You said airports, and it was on a plane, and I would accredit that to Christian. Like he hesitated to give you the answer right, and that's what caused.
No, that was my fault. I mean. That's the second time I've done that, given the wrong answer. And then I was like, oh no, this is the right answer. Like, and I definitely need to just take my time and just to either correct myself within that second or just think about it. And like, that's nice. Like, at least in the digital age, like we can use our boards. And I should have just wrote it on my board just to like think it out real quick. But I was just like so confident with the heat of the moment that I was just like, all right, I know this. And then I was just like, oh, wait. And then when Christian like hesitated for that hot second, I was like, yep, I just gave the wrong one, even though I know I'm on the right track. Like,
right.
I should have just taken that second just to go back to the like thinking more about the film in my head than just like shouting out an answer, because obviously I knew the right answer. I just like the way I shouted it out. I should have said airplane, but I said airport because I just wasn't thinking when I said it. And that's like a big thing when I say like I need to take my time. That's why I was just like, oh my God. After that, I was just like, I cannot make any more mistakes. I was like, I just made 2 and I was so mad that I made 1. I was just like, round 3 is a new round. Anything, honestly, and Sam says this all the time too, like round 3 is really what when it comes down to the match, win or lose, because that's 10 points you can get.
Right. And the whole round 3, and I know there's been a lot of discussion about like Bateman and stuff, and we'll save that for later because we're talking to Paige right now, talking about the winner, Paige Frabetti. That's what we're doing. That right there, Paige. But the whole match, at least for you, and obviously, like I mentioned earlier, I'll say it again because it's an incredible story. Like you called this person out in your promo or in your audition to start the season, to get in here. It caught a lot of people's eyes, and there were shots to repeat the question. They wrote the article about you talking about the stuff with Ben, and like Ben's been hearing your name all damn season. He's like, who the hell is this Paige Frabetti, and why does she want to play me so bad? And then y'all get placed into the singles tournament together, and now here you are. And before the match, like in your little hub, I'm assuming, I don't know how stuff's done behind the scenes. Yeah, guys, I'm the one person on Smith and Rue who doesn't know the behind the scenes stuff. But just sitting in the same space as Ben before the match, before y'all actually start competing, like what was that like for you? Like because now, you've been on this show together again. Thanks for that, by the way. But
thank you guys.
But it was it must have been nuts, because I mean, like, just for me, just like talking to y'all, any Shimano competitor, I'm like, oh shit, like I'm like nervous now. But for you, like you actually got to play him after almost 9 months or over 9 months of anticipation.
Well, it was funny because I went to the August 1st event at the Cantina in Baton Zero, obviously, because he played. After his match, I was like talking to him, and he's like, I bet we're probably gonna, like, we didn't know the bracket at the time, but we just like looked at each other and we were like, we're probably gonna play each other around 2. And I was just like, if that is the case, I can't wait. And then when it happened, I was just like, oh gosh, it's real. But like that didn't change like anything that my preparation, because I mean, I study my butt off every single day. I try to take as much time as possible I can every single day just to prepare myself and study as if I have a match tomorrow. So you guys are killing my study time right now, but that's okay because I love you guys.
No, I'm sorry. We're making a lot of mistakes today, Suge. We're really messing up.
We're messing up.
But no, like, no, I mean, it didn't feel surreal until like we shared the screen together, because we were doing a lot of smack talking with each other, like back and forth. So I was just like, thank God we're not in person, because could have gotten reckless in there, because God only knows what would have happened. I may be small, and I know he's a big guy, but I would have threw him right through that table if I had the chance to.
Oh, geez.
But I was just like, all right, this is surreal. And my biggest thing was, obviously I wanted to beat him, but I just wanted to put forth the best match I could, like playing wise, but also talking a little smack to him made me feel a little bit better too. So
yeah, and one of the things, and we'll talk about it later, is heel work. And I don't really see you as a heel, but I see you as a person that can talk smack. Like I like that. I like that. I like the character work you do. It might not be character work. That might just how you may be, which is awesome too. But it adds a dynamic to the Schmodown that makes it, I know there's fans here that are here for the trivia. And there are people like me and Chris who grew up on wrestling, so we like the character aspect, and then we like it all. it makes it a lot fun because let's be honest. Ben Bateman, after this match, Reddit went crazy, Facebook went nuts, Twitter went crazy. He's never complained. Okay.
Yep. That guy's not a sore loser. I will say that.
He's exactly. So he knows the game. He knows what it's about. And I appreciate him for that because there are some people that would possibly take it, take it to heart. Tomorrow he's doing a show. Everybody and their mama's gonna be in there.
Oh God.
Paige Frabetti. He's not hiding from it.
But
no, he's not hiding from it.
No, and that's the thing, that's the thing a lot of people I don't think get at the end of the day. Like, we put on a lot of character work, and it's a lot of work to do. Like yeah, I definitely play up like a hyped up version of myself, but like, I'm assuming Bateman's not an asshole in real life. Like, we play a hyped up version of ourselves, and I will give him lots of props because he was still going back and forth with me on Twitter, even though like the results of the match already happened. Like that's what, and I'm the same way because that's how you promote a match.
Yep.
Win or lose, though, you still want people excited for it and be able to get in there and see what's going to happen. Because it's a hell of a match. Right off the bat, I make a stupid mistake, and it could I was not going to challenge that because I was like, I know I made a dumb mistake. I was just like, Sam, please don't challenge. And Sam knew I made a dumb mistake. Like, we weren't going to challenge that. Like, and then obviously it made sense to challenge that round 2 question because I said the answer out loud afterwards. So like, it's a lot of back and forth in the match, which I think is so great. But I think Ben and I did such a great job of going at it before, like, hyping up the match beforehand, because damn straight when we're in that match, like I always say this, I definitely think I am kind of a nice person. People might not think I am. But when they say, let's get ready to schmodown, I don't care who is on the other side. I am going to go at you like there's no tomorrow. I'm going to try to get in your head, and you're my enemy. I don't care if you're the nicest person in the world. I'm sorry, but I'm going at you. Or my best friend. Like, that's how it's going to be. And with Bateman, like, I talked a hell of a lot of smack, and that kid was probably just like, who is this chick? Why is she doing this? Like, she's got some, I guess, kahunas, you could say, for doing this. And guess what, Bateman? My kahunas are a little bit bigger than yours. So
wow.
But kick them all these down. Damn.
When that match premiered, though, there was like, I believe when I looked at the number, it was like 400 people watching. It hasn't been like that for a minute. Let's be honest. Schmodown, there's been questions about the views are down and things like that. I think you guys obviously did an amazing job. Look, that Nerd Chronic. Can this man not do anything perfect? That promo,
Nerd Chronic.
Yeah, that promo was amazing. Not just because me and Chris were in it, but because it was amazing. But a lot of people were invested into that match, and I think that's the one thing Christian wants to get back to next year is making the matches personal, people excited about matches, people excited to see these rivalries, because let's be honest, it's a rivalry now between you two, because you are going to see each other in the
it was
teams
before
tournament.
I even got drafted. Yeah, it was before you even drafted.
I'm telling you, this dates back almost a year, which is crazy as hell to say out loud.
And now you guys are going to play in the teams tournament against each other. You can end his season. How would that be?
I'm going to say this right now on the record. I am going to be the person to single-handedly end Ben Bateman's season.
Jeez.
I'm going to do it with the best person I could ask for help, Drew McWeeny. So it's going to be a fun ride, but I'm sorry, Danger Zone, because we're putting those caution cones up for you because you can't touch us because we're untouchable. And you guys are not going to make it past round 1. Sorry.
Yo, Suge, you see what Paige said? You're going to take the highway to the end of the season because you're done.
Yes.
But
exactly.
That's nuts. Okay, so, but to Suge's point about, like, people are talking about, the logistics of the Schmodown. Guys, just enjoy the trivia. Come on. Just have some fun. Don't look at the numbers. Just have our fun. But besides that, since that is a topic of discussion, matches like Bateman and Frabetti are the reason why I like this stuff. It's bigger than the trivia.
Same.
And I know that's a hot button topic, and I don't know if it's a hot take, but I think the character is just as important as the trivia. I really do think so.
I 100% agree, and that's what made me fall in love with the Schmodown.
Right.
Was like the character work, and that's what makes it more fun. Like, I mean, maybe people do just want to sit there and listen to movie trivia questions get answered.
All power to
but
them.
I'm sorry, I think it's so much funner when there's flair to it and people are going back and forth. Like, I wish we could still curse. But
that's why I come on this show and get it all out
here and stuff like that. Like, especially like I'm from Boston. I have a truck driver's mouth. Like, and I keep it. I am so proud of myself. I keep it so PG-13 because one, obviously, they probably wouldn't want me to come back if I did swear, and we would get warned if we did. So I'm glad I have not. I will say when I won, I was in like the heat of the moment. And I was like, oh my god, did I swear? I literally like had to message like Eric Nerd Chronic afterwards and be like, I'm good, right? Like, I didn't say anything bad. He's like, no, I think you're good. But like, when you're in the heat of those moments, like, you get so excited and amped up. But like, that's why like I love the Schmodown. Like, having the like I can't talk right now because I'm just so overwhelmed by it all still.
Get hyped.
But like, it makes you more hyped for the game when there's more controversy behind it all. Like, these two people are rivals. Like, I've been calling him out since day one. Like, to me, like, it gives it more flavor and more fun to watch because they're just like, can she back it up? Or is Bateman just going to be the big bad Bateman still? Like, with any of these matches, like, it's just, to me, that's what I enjoy most about the Schmodown is like the smack talk and the character work because it just makes it so much more, it makes it funner, I think.
Right. No, like, and
for sure.
That's what Suge was alluding to earlier when he was talking about the pro wrestling aspect of it. And that's what Christian's trying to sell to people, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we've been watching that stuff for years. We've been watching people sit at a couch, OGs know what that would look like, or we're watching people at bars or this cantina where it's a crowd of people, or in theaters, like they had 1,000 people in Chicago, you know, like that's nuts. But the reason why we got there is because of angles like Frabetti and Bateman. That was months of lead up, months. Yeah. And Paige has been saying this man's name, like, I want him because I'm gonna beat him. I want him because I'm gonna beat him. I want him because I know I can beat him. And then that's why there's so many people watching the match when it first premiered on YouTube. Because people were like, yo, can Paige back up her talk? She beat Jader, broke Suge's heart. And then she's like, oh, next round, I'm going to beat Bateman, break Chris's heart. And I'm going to go on their show and tell them how great I am. And we're just like, yeah, damn. But that's what sells folks on all this crazy stuff. And
the story's not even the story's not even over yet. Now you guys get to play team. And so whatever happens in that next year, you can set up storylines or whatever.
I mean, boss killer.
I love the character work, and like William Hurt said, he goes, I came to the league for the trivia and stayed for the characters. I mean, and like you said, you might just be playing a heightened version of yourself, Paige. But obviously people gravitated towards you when you came out with your interviews, when you started showing up on shows, people started gravitating toward you. I saw more people hype for this match and going for you than I normally saw for a normal Ben Bateman match. Like, you always had the Action Army there back in the Bateman and everything like that. There was a lot of people like, oh no, I want Paige. Like, a lot of people were saying this. My head's saying Bateman, but my heart's saying Paige. Paige. I want her to win. And so it was awesome to see how many people were excited, what the people were talking about after this match. And now you're going into round 2. Obviously, we got to wait till October to see your opponent.
Round 3.
How excited are you? Huh?
Round
3. Yeah. 3. My bad. 3.
Give her flowers, Suge.
I know. My bad. I was thinking of how many ex-wives. 2. Now I should be on maternity. I mix them up. But you're waiting for your opponent. What's your thoughts on Horowitz and Griffin Nooms?
Oh man, a rook. I mean, I'm a rook. I play like a champ, though. I think I play like a vet. I know how this game works. I'll take down either of those boys. So I'm down to see who. I'll make an appearance there just to see who I'm playing. I'm just gonna be laughing the entire time when I'm seeing it because I get that MTV boy and then the guy from the Tick. So it will be fun to give them the Boston flair and the Boston badass, and for them to see how these chicks in this league mean business because we are the league. So it will be fun for them. So
Yo, he said
I can't wait to embarrass them in front of everyone. So it will be lovely.
Woo!
Yo, so Paige, you heard it here first, guys. Paige Frabetti coming in hot to the New York Live event. Paige make a T-shirt that says "The Boss," but then graffitied over the last S is 10 badass. The boss, the 10 badass. You already know. You already know.
So guys, make this happen, and so we can sell these shirts on the Schmodown website because
Skybound.
I'll buy like 10. I will sell those on the corner of New York, even though I'm not playing.
right.
For my match, just to get everyone hyped for whoever I get to play. That they'll see who they'll be playing. So.
Word, yeah, just should be selling shirts. I would love a picture of Paige selling shirts outside the venue.
I will. Everyone's lined up.
Just like
people would buy them too.
Haskell, pre-Mark Ellis and Family Club show dinner around 4 p.m. at the Smith on Friday. Paige, you better be there.
I'll make an
How
appearance.
about that?
Hell yeah!
There you go. You should go, Chris. Go to New York. Look, I went to the Cantina this week. Just do it. Yeah. I know we're gonna.
You gotta come. I can't wait to hang out with you guys in LA.
It's gonna be rad.
Hopefully, I'll be playing. If I'm playing, though, probably people will not see me until after the match because I will be like in my own sphere, like studying my butt off. But no, it'll be so fun in New York. I think to see everyone and get to like meet like fans and stuff. I think that would be awesome. Like because when I was at the Cantina event, like people definitely didn't. We have masks. Well, obviously, we're gonna be wearing masks in New York because safety is sexy and it's important to wear a mask.
Right. Please wear a mask, y'all. I want spectacular to actually happen.
Yes. Yeah. Right. And I want to be there playing Marisol. So be smart and safe, everyone, please. But no, it's going to be so fun to be able to like meet fans and see other competitors that I haven't met yet in person that I feel like I've already like gotten to know so well. And like some of you guys too, like the after show people and stuff. So it's just going to be like awesome. And you guys can see who I'm going to be playing in round 3 where I can embarrass them. So it'll be nice. I can't wait.
There you go.
There's still plenty of snack talk to come. So,
oh god,
get ready, guys.
Paige, hashtag safety is sexy.
Cosplay and shit.
Yeah, and New York is going to be fire, and make sure you bring your proof of vaccination. Absolutely. Yes. Cantina was amazing. I had probably the first time I went to Spectacular, nobody really knew me, so I kind of stuck to myself. Talked to a few people and everything. This was a different experience for me. It was completely
famous, y'all.
I was not famous. Stop saying that shit.
His autograph when I see him.
No, ask him for a picture. Suge blush and shit. Ask him for a picture.
Stupid.
I was gonna jump on his back and start climbing him though.
Oh my god! It was so. There was There was a lot of competitors. It was a lot of competitors. It was so dope because I'm sitting there watching the matches, and I got Rachel Cushing right here. At one point, I have Amaru Frankie over here, and then during the IG matches, there's Smets and Rachel Cushing playing along, and that was dope. Like to watch them play as watching the match, it was dope as hell. And Maria was the first person in line. Like a dummy, I got there early.
He was excited. He was excited.
I was very excited. Actually, I was trying to do podcast stuff, but that didn't work out like it was supposed to.
It's okay. He was being nice, but Paige, once you get to Spectacular, like it's gonna be rad. And I know you got that live event in New York. Not playing, you're gonna be there, watching your next opponent, whoever it is, whether it is the guy from the Tick or
no, I'm sorry, he's not from MTV. He's from VH1, right? That's what
or one of those.
Yes.
One of those Comedy
things,
Central, something like that.
Yeah.
He might be doing stuff for them.
Yeah.
But this whole how have you been doing all this past weekend? I know you've been making your rounds, jumping up from show to show, and they're all giving you the love that we've been giving you the last however so long. But how has it been for you, Paige Frabetti? We do love the Boston Badass, but we also do love Paige Frabetti. How's Paige Frabetti handling all this crazy stuff?
I'll give you guys a little glimpse of just the Paige Frabetti of this. Honestly, it didn't feel surreal until I got to watch the match on Friday. Like, obviously, I knew I had won, but like being able to like watch it just made it feel so much real. Because like I knew I could do it. The hell yeah, I was in shock because once he missed that 3, I was like, oh my god, all I have to do is hit my 5 and I win. So like it was very surreal until I got to watch it. Obviously, like my family came over and like watched it and stuff. Yeah, I was cringeworthy with that first question, but like it was very surreal though. Like I said it once, I'll say it again. I can talk the talk, but I can also walk the walk. And it was nice to be able to show that to not only Bateman, but to everyone out there watching it. So I think if people want to watch a fun match, that's the match you should go check out, because I feel like there's a lot of hype around it, and it was a very fun, intense match.
It was.
And I got to show who had the bigger kahunas as I gripped them in my hands. So,
oh Lord! Oh Lord!
Paige. Okay. I feel like every time Paige comes on the show now, it's her not only like burning Ben, but like me by proxy. Like, and you know
I'll
what?
say another comeback joke because it was a comeback because I was down and I won. So don't call it a comeback.
I did see.
Wait a minute, Paige.
I did see you use that in one of your interviews after you won a match. You said don't
I did.
call
I
it
wanted
a
to wink after, but
I was dying. I was like, oh, I couldn't believe she did that. What's up, Alan Smitty? Yes, yes. Alan Smitty's using my government name.
yeah. What's good? What's good, Alan Smitty? I see you in
do
chat.
people call you Dick?
I mean, if they want to get their ass whooped.
Okay, so I will not call you Dick.
Note to self, but Paige.
Dicky.
I'm very no, I do not like Ricky, Rich. I've gotten so many fights in middle school and high school.
Rich.
I don't know. People want to call you different damn names. I mean, I know Dick, Richard. Oh yeah, good. Nobody's really called me that. They used to call me like Ricky. The one name I hate because I'm named after my father, is Little Richard. I hate that name. And I was called that all my life. So like I used to get in fights in middle school.
That movie?
Which one?
That was a movie, right?
I was thinking
Little Richard was a singer. Movie. Yeah, there was a singer. No, it was
Are you talking about Little Nikki?
Not Little Nikki. Wasn't there?
You would know. I'm dumb. You would know.
No, it's a movie that definitely didn't go to theaters. But Macaulay Culkin's in
probably.
it. I don't know. Little kid that's rich.
Wait.
No. Richie Rich. That is
that's what it is.
Yeah. That went to theater. I love that movie.
So if I ever it did go to theaters. Okay, so now if I ever get that question, kudos to you guys.
Yeah, Richie Rich. That's what it is.
Richie Rich. Yeah. That's actually a really good movie. Watch it. It's those movies weren't that bad back in the day, and I like that movie.
Culkin was on one for a while. He was riding that wave.
Page Master, that.
Oh, Page Master was great.
That was my shit back in the day.
With oh my god, I can't believe I can't. Who's Doc Brown? I can't even think of his name.
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd was in the Page Master. Yes, it was great. It was a great movie. But now, obviously, so you got time now to wait for your singles, but you're preparing for teams. So what is your thoughts on teams with that big match? Obviously, against now you're not only playing Bateman, but you're also playing Dan Murrell. So how do you feel about that matchup?
I'm so excited because everyone's probably thinking, oh, Bateman's going to get his revenge, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? I have a former team champion as my teammate. Like, I feel so honored to be able to, like, just be in the footsteps of Drew McQueenie. So we're the Untouchables for the reason. So Danger Zone, after that last match, Danger Zone better be ready for us because they really don't know what's coming their way. They cannot sleep on us now. That's for damn sure. No, I know Bateman wants that revenge, but another W would be extra sweeter for me. So,
oh my god,
we'll see what happens. I mean,
the storyline if Paige ended Ben's season.
That's the goal.
OMG. First off, what's his name? What's his name in Facebook? He would go crazy. The guy that always posted about Ben in the Facebook group.
Don't name drop him. No, I know who you're talking about.
You
know what I'm talking about. Him.
I don't know.
He would go crazy. Oh, he would go crazy.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't want to start name dropping people. We've done that enough on this show, especially people who haven't been on the show. But Paige, before we let you go, again, congratulations on the W. You know, shutting up all those folks that pick Bateman because who would do that? Yeah. But
silly gooses, silly.
Silly
geese? There's multiple of you out there that
geese. I'm still gonna be silly gooses because silly geese doesn't sound as fun.
Yeah, it doesn't at all. But
Yeah,
guess what? You were all wrong.
Okay,
How does it
fine.
feel?
Fine, I'll take
How
egg on my
does it
face.
feel to be wrong, everyone?
You know,
it makes me feel better. It makes me feel better at the end of the day. But you know
I'm
what?
in the chat.
Paige
beat Ben and Drew's knowledge. Matches dance. Yeah, Untouchables got this.
Look, I was talking to somebody and they were like, "Yeah, but Drew McQueenie this and Drew hasn't been." I said, "Look, yeah, he hasn't been good at singles, but you're right. He's untouchable in teams. He's never he shows out and shows up.
Never lost that team's belt.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. And William heard he was great in The Good Son torturing Frodo. The Good Son was a sick movie.
Yeah.
That movie was sick. God damn it. It sucked that Macaulay Culkin died. He was an asshole in that movie, then dies to bees in My Girl. Like, you ever watch it?
Yeah. Let's not bring up My Girl. I got that question wrong in the free for all, and it still haunts me to this day. But yeah, I'm super excited for this match because I was going to be studying my butt off for my singles match no matter what. So it's nice that I get to do it with the former champion. So it just makes it that much funner and sweeter. So get ready, Danger Zone. You don't know what's coming your way.
I just got this question, so I promise to let you go after this. But again, having Drew as your partner now, and I don't know when you found out Drew was going to be your partner for this, or if y'all been talking about this for a minute now, but how, again, just as like the fan turned competitor Paige Frabetti, now you're working with Drew McElweenie. How is that? Former champ. He's been teammates with your faction manager, Sam Levine. He's been like, people like to shit on Andrew Guy as a team's competitor. We're not going to do that here. But again, Andrew Guy's another great team's competitor. Like and he's been with Drew. So how is that now being a part of a great lineage of tag partners with Drew McElweenie and teaming with Drew in the first place?
Dude, it's a huge honor. It honestly is so surreal. I knew for like a little bit, like I was talking to Sam, because like we didn't know Drew was always going to be playing teams no matter what. So it was kind of just like who's going to be his partner. And I don't know, it just felt like a huge honor to be able to like, wow, I get to like play with this man by my side. Like I get to rely on him. Like that's just like, and we get to rely on each other. And I think that's just like so much sweeter. And I think we're just going to balance each other so nicely. And it's just going to be so good, people. If you don't watch that match, I don't know what you guys are doing. That should be the most viewed teams match because it's going to be bonkers. Because the Untouchables are going to win once again. And people can call it an upset if they want because they should know who's going to be winning. And they just are always going to be picking. But yeah, Ben and Dan may have better records. But new season, guys. New rules. It's called the war for a reason. We didn't come here to play patty cake. So Drew and I are coming locked and loaded and ready to go. So
there, and you heard it here first, y'all. The Untouchables plan to be untouchable going into that team's tournament and going through that damn team's tournament. And Paige Frabetti won the victor of Match of the Year contender from this past Friday. Thank you so much for coming on the show again. We love you over here. You already know. And I know you'll be back. It's a matter of time. But we do appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and before you get out of here, Paige, go ahead and plug everything that you do, any shows or where people can find you at.
You guys can check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Front Page News 9. I also run my own movie blog titled Future Flicks Without the C. And you guys can catch me in the Schmodown, guys. I hope you guys will be in New York. I'll be there. And you guys can see who I'll play. And guess what, guys? You can also see Drew and I play Ben and Dan very, very soon. and see the Untouchables come out on top. We were actually going to mess with people and just be titled Danger Zone 2.0, but we didn't want to even share the same name with them, so we came up with a better one. So stay tuned, guys, and thank you guys so much for having me on. It was so nice. I'll make sure to schedule my Monday that my match comes out with Dan and Ben against Dan and Ben to be on it, because I know who's already going to win. So I'll hit up Drew to make sure he's free that Monday as well. Okay, so I got you guys.
Yeah. We would love to have the Untouchables on the show. But Paige, you're the best, and
I mean that's kind of your nickname, right, Lopez?
What
with women, the Untouchable?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh, sorry. That's a different show. What's anyway, Paige?
Thanks, thank you guys. And honestly, though, it's gonna be a great teams match, win or lose. I just have a good feeling that the Untouchables are gonna come out on top. Maybe I'm biased. Oh yeah, I'm on that team, so I know we're gonna come out on top. But no, thank you guys. It's been a pleasure. I'm so glad I got to hang out with you guys. And you guys got to bring my girl Nikki on, who is fantabulous. I just made up my own word because she's that awesome. No, so she is rad. And she's going to sweep through that Star Wars tournament. I still don't get how they do it. But I got to get my Star Wars tattoos removed because they just
just have Nikki co-sign them and you'll be okay.
Hold on, Paige.
Yeah,
hold up your left arm. Hold up. Yeah, hold up your left arm. My sister has that exact tattoo.
Oh no way! Really?
I swear to God, I'll have to have her send me a picture.
Of it then.
Yeah, I have to because I think she has the exact tattoo. Oh, look at you! That's why you're badass. That's why you're freaking badass.
No, boss, 10 of badass. Paige Frabetti, everybody. Thank you so much, Paige. Really appreciate the love, and we'll see you very, very soon.
Take care, Paige.
I love you guys. Have a good rest of your night.
Much love to you. Later, Paige. Be good. Yo. Back-to-back suspects. Much love to Nikki Dimalanta and to Paige Frabetti for coming on the program. But, Suge, we're not done yet.
No, we're not. And you're right, Corey Cameron. That is Spin After Dark. Absolutely. Where we talk about Chris Lopez's love life. Or lack of.
And it's funny because it's Spin After Dark. If you make an acronym out of that, it'd be SAD. And that's exactly what the show would be. Sad as hell.
Yeah. I mean, technically, this is Spin After Dark. I mean, I'm Hispanic.
It is kind of dark over here. And,
it's a little dark over here. But not only that, we're,
in the Windy City.
We're POCs,
Yeah, we're brown. You can just say we're brown. It's fine. Yeah. But you know what? Again, big suspects. And thanks everybody watching the chat right now. We do got Kalinowski and Paul Walter Hauser, two dudes who are not POCs. They played each other last week on Thursday. But again, this is another match that happened for the singles tournament. And this was a kind of a toss-up because PWH, Paul Walter Hauser, has played well in what we've gotten to see him do in the Schmoedown this year. And to me, it's always weird seeing these like the celebrities come into the Schmoedown because it's real hit or miss, especially a lot of the earlier ones. Recently, we've gotten like the Kevin Smiths who are actually like, good. And now with PWH, it's another example. He's another good example of someone coming in. Yeah. I had not forgot about Griffey Nooms. I would even count Josh Horowitz in the same thing. They're all under the same umbrella to me. But Mike Kalinowski has something to prove this time around in the singles tournament. Because last year, I mean, we all saw what happened between him and Perry Nemiroff, really rocking people's worlds. And he came out on the winning end of this one. And Suge, when we talked about it last week, we both picked Kalinowski. But what did you think of PWH and the Killer going up against each other?
I mean, like you said, PWH, I would consider him a good competitor. Maybe a celebrity competitor, but he held his own, and look, he showed out, and it was a fun match to watch. I assumed a lot of people were going to pick Mike Kalinowski because he's a 3-division player, but it was fun to watch. Hopefully we get to see, PWH next year. If not, it is what it is. But, he showed up, and I appreciate that. I appreciate you trying, and it wasn't, it was a 24-21, scoring match. 21 points. It's pretty good. Just pretty good. So I think that we're going to get more of those kind of competitors, which the league needs. We need the serious competitors. We need the characters, but we also need the fun competitors. And I think Paul Walter Hauser falls under that, the fun competitor, whereas Mike Kalinowski falls under the serious competitors. And I think we need a mix of that to make it fun for everybody. Because like Paige was saying, there's some people that just want to be here to watch the Schmodown for the trivia. There's some that want to watch it for the character work, and there's some that are gonna be here for whatever reason. So I like what he brings to the table, and I appreciate it. And Corey Cameron's talking in the chat, saying I'm going to guess we see him at Spectacular. Rumor he might play Jericho at Spectacular. I think KO is possibly. I think a KO is possible by Paul Walter Hauser. Kalinowski pulling his 5-pointer on Peter Cushing was huge. Hauser was competitive. He just didn't know his 5, or he could have beat Mike. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not. I'm not gonna say he's just a straight up. Celebrity competitor, doesn't belong in the league. No, he absolutely belongs in the league. And how seriously he takes it. And we've seen that. Obviously, Brittany Young, Kevin Smith, Paul Walter Hauser, Griffey Nooms, Horowitz. There are those players. Eric Whiteley to ascent. Are very well known, and if they put the time in, they could be very competitive in this league. So I just think that. To me, for him to show the way he did, he absolutely deserves to be in the league. Absolutely deserves to come back and play next year if he wants to. Yeah. And if we want to have him in as a celebrity player, sure, that's fine, because it helps the league be fun. Not all the time do we have these serious, bloodbaths between Paige, Frabetti, and Bateman. Sometimes we need a fun match because it can get exhausting. So I'm glad that he did well.
Right, and I want to echo ASG's comment. He shouldn't be a celeb player, and initially at the jump, it's hard to hide the fact that he's an actor, he's a celebrity, people know who he is, and he comes to the Schmodown because every time we had someone like him come in beforehand, it was a big deal. But now with how the Schmodown has changed over the past couple seasons, everyone coming in here, you're a competitor now. Everyone's on the same wavelength. No one's higher or lower because of their Hollywood status. No. And Christian may have had, or whoever booked the match may have had Horowitz and PWH play each other, but the era of there being celebrity players for the sake of there being celebrities here, I think that may be gone until stories demand that come next season when we get storylines back. But Jeremy Miller put a comment in here that I want to spotlight, talking about Mike Kalinowski for a second. He says that Mike played his best singles game in a long time. He's probably the only competitor that could balance 3 divisions at once. I know it's fun to pick on Mike Kalinowski. Like, I get it. Whoever enjoys doing it, that's fine. All power to you. But we got to give Mike the respect that he deserves, and him being one of the better players ever. Not even just an inner geekdom. He's one of the best players ever in this whole damn thing. No one has been able to do what Mike Kalinowski has been able to do in the past couple seasons. Balancing 3 divisions and having a consistent, having some type of consistency in inner geekdom teams and singles. Being consistent in the Schmodown is awfully difficult, especially now because of the level of play. Like Suge in the last 2 seasons, like since the elimination really of storylines because of the digital era, we had to rely on the trivia. So everybody's bringing the heat in regards to the trivia. Like, Frabetti and Bateman is Exhibit A. Like, if this, like, these folks are not only trying to have a good time, trying to put on the best show possible, but folks need to also just be the damn best that they can be. And ASG brings up a great point of Chance Ellison. Another one. I blank on Chance because like Mike's been doing it a little bit longer and he's had more success in it.
Yeah, but I think I have to disagree with Chance only because Chance this year is the first time he's done well in singles. He hasn't done well in singles prior.
Well, at least like record wise, because he's always been doing pretty well. Yes.
Well, he didn't get out of the first round up until last year, and then lost. And then this year he's done better.
Right, and we'll see what happens in New York with that title match against Marisol. But Brian echoing those statements, Chance and Mike are the two best triple
absolutely.
threats.
Yeah,
1,000%.
absolutely. They're the top triple threat competitors in the league. Absolutely.
And we can see what Mike does in Inner Geekdom. He's out here winning belts, defending belts. Like people are like that Challenger match he had. Like I still think it's one of my favorite matches of this year, if not my favorite match of the year. Like Dandapani and Kalinowski put on, I think, something that would be a fun way to introduce people to what the Schmodown could be. The ultimate combination of character work, story, and trivia and performance. Like that's what Dandapani and Kalinowski brought. And Kalinowski's going to keep doing that. And if Amaru's still in the chat, we're going to see Amaru and Kalinowski do their damn thing when that match airs, right? I know some folks are lucky enough to see the match, but a lot like folks like me who weren't at the cantina, that's something I'm very much looking forward to. I cannot wait to see again Amaru, another dude who gets it, another dude who's really good at movie trivia, but also gets the performance aspect of it. And last time he was on our show, Suge, he said he's no stranger to TV, so my man gets it. So that's
but he's not. He's
right. Not. So seeing what Mike has done in his whole Schmodown career, like people need to give him his flowers. And I think folks forget. I'm not saying everybody forgets, but there are some folks that forget how good Mike Kalinowski is in all three divisions. And yeah, PWH gets his 5. We're having a different conversation right now, but that's not what happened. A W's a W. Shook said it earlier. Now here we are. Mike Kalinowski advances in the singles tournament, and he's still the Inner Geekdom champion as of right now. And we're not going to see
that could change. That could change.
It could change. Who knows? I mean, you know, but people like me don't know. And so that's the thing, right? And Corruption, the team of Chance and Mike, will not be in the teams tournament. That'll be Deception. So Marisol is going to be pretty busy. We talked about that with her last week. Again, big love to Marisol McKee, the new singles champion. I will not say that because it's so rad. She's our champion. But Corruption, they're on a good roll right now. Like as a whole faction, we're going to see Corruption representation as spectacular regardless because of the singles tournament or the singles match we're going to see in New York. And we can't see Mike be IG champ going to Spectacular. We can see Deception playing a Spectacular for the team belts. So we will see some type of Corruption presence. But the next couple months, that's like 2.5 months, are going to be awfully interesting to see. I can't wait. There's a lot of exciting Schmodown stuff happening, and the season ends in 2 months, a little over 2 months.
And we have so much going on. I mean, and I want to say you're absolutely right. You know, Corruption is on a roll right now. When you look at, you have Marisol versus Chance, you have Mike versus Amaru, you know, and so there's a possibility of, obviously, like you said, you're going to have some kind of Corruption representation in singles as Spectacular. You might have one in IG, and then possibly teams because Deception is still in the tournament. You know, so Corruption is on a good path right now. I think that this is why Shannon's so good. And I know JSG will probably sit here and go, oh, no, it's because of the players, not because of her. But literally, we were in this discussion last year where there was a, you know, Corruption was in last, and then they fought their way back. It's looking like the same now. Looking like the same.
Right.
You know?
Right, dude. Anything's possible with, especially how many points are still on the board. And just to spotlight some of these comments real quick, Jeremy Miller, dropping by once again. Chance, I would say that in about a year from now, if he studies more in IG, same with Ethan, or similar to Ethan, 100%, dude. Ethan, the fact that Ethan did what he did in Inner Geekdom tournament still boggles my mind. And he's gone farther in singles than Mike ever has as of right now. Who knows?
That's technically, yeah, you're right. Actually, he got to a championship match. Mike should have been in the championship match, and he freaking sung a song instead of getting the damn answer right. So yes, you are right, ASG.
Brian in the chat, I agree with Cal. Thank you. Not too many people say that. Kalinowski and change match of the season. I love it, dude. I love it. Jeremy Miller, I think there's a small possibility Oyama cashes in on Marisol and chance to play spoiler. Okay. that's another crazy thing, right? With Oyama still having that Money in the Bank-esque free-for-all win at his disposal. Because that can happen at any point, or unless they're gonna Money in the Bank it, like from my wrestling fans out there, and have him do it until free-for-all next year. That'd be interesting.
No, I think it should be a spectacular.
Oh, you think he's gonna do a spectacular? That'd be fun.
I think that makes spectacular more amazing. So whoever wins it, and then Oyama just walks out and says, "All right, I'm cashing it in."
Yeah, it's spectacular. That's the WrestleMania, right? The big show. It's a Super Bowl. It's Game 7 of the finals. Game 7 World Series. It's where the whole season is gonna come to an end. And if Oyama wants to go out and splash, really make a bang at the Globe, that'd be one hell of a place to do it. And especially with
froze.
Hello?
You froze for a second. Yeah, you froze for a second.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Sorry. My daughter came in yelling.
You're fine. Okay, everything's fine. But I know a certain somebody, a little cowboy hat wearing guy, talked about his trip to Spectacular, but I want to talk about that in a minute. But Suge, you have some words about something that Andrew Guy had said, and I want to go. This ties back into the Paige Frabetti conversation, so I want to bring that up now. Suge, you asked me if we can talk about something earlier, and I was all down. I was down for it, but I don't know exactly. So, which one chat about, dude?
Yeah. So we'll get into that. Actually want to talk about Ben Bateman, what his remainder of the year looks like. Obviously we were talking with Paige, and she said she wants to end the season, which is crazy.
Right.
But we'll talk about that. But if you are a fan of Ben Bateman and Andrew Guy, they have a show on Sundays. Yes, Sunday. Yesterday was Sunday. Yes, Sunday. And they talk about things that are going on in the Schmodown. And one of the things Andrew Guy said that I wanted to talk about was how he, and the way he phrased it was really, really funny. He said, asking Ben, like, do you feel like you could still play a heel? And obviously, Chris, you're a wrestling guy, so you understand this more than anybody, heel work, right, and things like that. Because he was talking about how Paige and Ben were kind of going at each other, and how heelish can Ben go in a match? What can he do? And Guy basically laid it out there and said, right now, outside of Chandru, he doesn't believe there's a lot of heel work, which I agree with. I think there's one guy right now who I've talked to personally who is a heel, but he's a fun heel. He's not really a heel. He's a fun heel. He's like a guy that you're just like, yeah, he's a heel, but he's not, where you hate him. You might not cheer for him, but you don't hate him. But Andrew Guy was saying, the reason why that is because the league has become soft. I agree with him. I 100% agree with him. I think that what I have seen becoming a fan of the Schmodown, we would no longer get a guy like Andrew Guy on top of the desk flipping off saying F you, which is why I fell in love with the Schmodown.
Right, same.
I think that, granted, I understand, but Paige was talking about it, and you kind of brought it up. In the digital era, we've kind of lost the art of the character work because of obviously you're not in the same room to play off somebody. You're watching off a screen. I was at the Cantina Saturday. Watching matches done digitally and watching a match done where both competitors are in the same room is a way different experience. And the game is different. It just as simply is. I used to be one of the people that said, I don't know what Chris is talking about. Like, what would be different? It is completely different. And the heel work that can be done in person cannot be duplicated being done through a computer screen. It just can't. Because you come off, you may come off to somebody as if you're being dickish, things like that. So I think one of the things, and heel work also, and people need to understand that the game, the show of the Schmodown are two different things. Mm-hmm. There's the competitiveness, and then there's the show. Heel work could be in both. Because if you've played sports, you can use that to get an advantage. Like Paige said, she was throwing jabs at Ben. She thought, and we will never know unless Ben talks about it. She thought she got in his head. And I think I really agree with Andrew Guy. I think that is a lost art right now because of the digital age. And I think also too because we're getting, if someone says something, it's almost like everybody takes it and runs with it like disrespect. We got to remember this. It is a show. They know. Trust me. I seen things this weekend. I seen things that will tell you this is a show. I think you can tell it's a show when you're live because you see things. And I think, Jeremy Miller was right. I think fans get way too mad when things are said. And you don't be, and remember, sometimes you guys, we don't know the behind the scenes things. So they might be acting like they're mad, but they're really not. And then fans take it and run with it and make it a bigger thing than it is. Now, it's okay to have a reaction. I'm not saying you can't have a reaction or you can't, whatever. Oh, I think you should have done that. Or I think, I'm fine with that, whatever. But I think Guy's right. I think that the heel right now, I mean, it's really Chandru. That's it. There's not really a heel, and I think the reason why is because of the digital age. And to ASG's point, you can. I'm not saying you can't have a reaction, but I think people are taking the reactions and taking them too seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was reactions to the Chandru picture, and people got pissed about that, legitimately angry,
right,
and went after him personally. Guy talked about it. I remember Guy talking about how people were wanting, because he attacked Roka, and they were like, "Why aren't we filing charges on him?" Because he attacked. And it's like, it's a show, and maybe there is sometimes backstage heat. I mean, you, Chris, you're a wrestling fan. You know this. Right. There's sometimes backstage heat. It happens. But that's not for us to really know. We could comment on it. We could give our opinion as fans.
Right.
But realistically, we shouldn't be trying to, I don't know how to say it. Like, maybe as more of a deep wrestling fan that you are, how would you say that? Like, we're not really supposed to, really get into the backstage stuff.
Oh, we shouldn't be like in the know about like,
exactly. Okay, there you go. Yeah, we shouldn't really be in the know, and I think a lot of fans want to be in the know because they want to know what's going on, and it's like, no, this is what's being presented. Take it, react to it, but you don't need to know what else is going on. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, and I want to address this before I go any further about the Chandru picture point. Jeremy said, I never had a problem with what Chandru said, but the picture wasn't necessary to me, if you know the context of it, but I appreciate his heel work. And ASG says the Chandru thing was because how competitors and Christian reacted, not just the fans. Of course, there are going to be some things that get through the cracks that are a little bit more real than some of the other stuff. And if that was one of them, I don't know the full extent of the backlash of it. I know what happened, what he did, what he posted, what he said, and how I felt about it. But I don't know everyone's POV. I just know it wasn't great. But in regards to what you were saying, Suge, about Andrew Guy's comments, I do think Chandru's the only real heel in this whole thing. Was like he's the only real, like, oh my God, boo this man the second we see him, yeah, of course there are going to be heel-ish personas that are walking around. Roka was like that for a very long time. Same thing for both Andrew himself. You mentioned his like F you, like that. I miss that stuff, if I'm being honest.
Like Ben was just, she Yeah, Paige said, "I wish we could cuss again." You know, that would make things real fun.
Exactly. And I just had one in my brain. Oh, Kalinowski used to do, like, him turning on DC movie news was one of my favorite moments of all time. Like it's that type of stuff. But at the same time, this community is so ingrained with each other, and a lot of the competitors and fans and after show folks like us, we're all intertwined in the same circles. So it's a little bit more personal than what pro wrestling would be, and that's the line that the Showdown tries to walk on. But like, it's way tighter than that. Like in pro wrestling, something slips backstage, oh my god, and like, people lose their damn minds. But in this, like, we're all walking around talking to the same people, and it's with all these fresh faces and all these newer personas that people are putting on. The Shmodown has been hindered because of the digital era, and that's what Christian is trying to prevent going forward. Not only not having as many matches as we had this past year and a half, but going back to the storylines. Y'all remember the Shmominati? Y'all remember that? How big that was supposed to be? Well, it's been a minute, and we haven't had anything crazy, too crazy happen in a while. I miss that. I miss the Shmominati stuff. I miss the factions really getting into it in person and on a consistent basis, But that's just one of the things. That's what the pandemic has done in the Shmodown, and that's something we all had to get over. But they picked it up in the trivia. Suge, some of the best matches we've seen all time in the Shmodown have been in the last 18 months. Like that's just it's pros and cons. And same thing with Brian. Okay, Brian says that brainwashing guy is still happening in Corner Harloff. Great. I want to see where that goes. I love that. I love seeing that stuff. And maybe because, like, Guy's character over the course of the Shmodown has been incredible. And Corey asked the question, is the Shmodown big enough for more than one of those extreme heels?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We may see a condensed number going into next season, but right now there's almost 100 competitors. Almost 100 competitors. And right now there's one competitor that is no doubt in my mind a bad guy. Not a bad guy, but he's the super villain, and that's Chandru Dandapani.
I thought you were gonna say Rick the Rager Radis.
No, the Rash is great. I love him. But in regards to Chandru Dandapani, he's the one dude, and I got to talk to him one time before, and I credited him for his heel work, whether it's real or it's a show, whatever. He does incredible stuff, and he's like the one guy that everybody hates. He gets immediate boos the second you say his name, and we don't get too many of those anymore. And that's okay, because the Shmodown has changed a lot over the last 2 seasons. And I think we what is that? Ew! What is it? I thought that was your hand for a second. I'm like, shook. Like, you okay, dude?
But the hill got it. The hill got my hand.
Right. Well, this is Shmominati, as William Harold says in the chat. It's still everywhere. Let's not forget. But the Shmodown's changed a lot over the last year and a half, or the last 2 years, and we got away from that. But hopefully next season, when we bring stories back into fruition and have that equal balance, or that nice balance of trivia and storyline, we can get more competitors like that. I would love to see Mike Kalinowski really be a good heel again. Same thing with Chance Ellison. I want them to get nasty and dirty. But right now, we can't really do that because it's a computer.
Yeah, but I also think this is where Guy was going with it. What in the middle of a match, like Ben was throwing jabs at Frabetti. Frabetti was throwing jabs back. But in the middle of a match, you have Mike Kalinowski versus Janine. And he just goes superhero heel on her in that match. Mm-hmm. Can Mike do that without pushback? So I think that's where that's where Guy was going. Like, you can't do heel work because he feels the league has gotten soft.
I wonder if that's a testament more so to, I mean, because I remember a long time ago, remember the Kalinowski and Maura Kanopik stuff? Yes. Like that, where she thought Mike crossed the line, and I think the lead,
and that was in person.
Yeah. Now,
so imagine trying to do it in over computer. And I'm telling you, I watched matches this weekend. There's heel work still going on.
Sure.
And it's dope. But what I think Guy was kind of, Guy was going with this is like, as a competitive and as a show, if Mike does heel work in the middle of a match, I think he gets a lot of blowback. I think people get upset. And I think that's what Guy was trying to say,
Right.
And I think that I agree with him because, yeah, but here's the problem. He had to play like that because they don't like the character stuff. Do you not notice that again? Okay. Do you not notice, and Ben brought this up in Action Guys. So when Mike played Mara, he didn't do any character work, really.
Mm-hmm.
When Ben played against Perry Nimirov, he didn't do any heel work whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
This year. Why is that? If they're heels, why is that?
And and to answer your question from when you're talking about the stuff that Andrew has said, I think at some point there needs to be a general understanding of, because obviously, like, people have gone on record. I think Mark Andreyko has said this, but don't quote me. Where when Guy and Bateman first showed up in the Schmodown, and they were at Team Action, and they were and they're doing all that fun stuff, and everyone's like, "Yo, these guys are assholes. Like, these guys are the worst." And then people start to talk to them, and they're like, "Oh wait, no, these guys are really nice guys. They're great. They're fantastic." And I think, especially real early on in the Schmodown as we've gone, especially as we've gone, people have come to more of an understanding, because it used to be everyone just played themselves. Everyone played themselves or heightened versions of themselves. But then the Outlaw did what he did, and he was the Outlaw John Roca, and he was the heel. He was the first real person to break out into a character and ride with it. Then Team Action showed up. Both Guy and Bateman also contributed to that. And yeah, we don't see too much of that nowadays. Maybe it is a discouragement because of the digital era. Maybe it's that. But when we get back into it, I hope we can all come to a general understanding that sometimes sometimes we or I shouldn't say sometimes, but we need to come to an understanding that not everything is legit, at least when it comes to character work and what things are being said to people. The trivia is legit. We all know that. The characters, it took a while for people to be like, "Oh, yo, that person's playing a character that's not their real persona." And ASU brings up a valid point. Has the league gotten soft, or has the heels gone soft because of not wanting to take criticism, especially when they use their real names?
And that's
another
the thing.
Valid point.
And that's the thing for Ben Bateman. Now, look at Ben Bateman. We know he tried to go face. He played good, but it wasn't really working. Heel Ben Bateman plays a lot better, and he's a look at Ben Bateman is one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many questions has Ben Bateman missed in round 1 and 2 this year? Lopez.
Oh God. Judging by how you say it, I don't think it's that many.
4. He has a 94% accuracy rating. He's missed 4 out of 62 questions.
My man doing his homework for today. Look at you, Suge.
The man knows how to play Schmodown. Mm-hmm. And anybody that says he doesn't know how, you're damn near crazy. And look it, things have been said. It is what it is. Bateman knows how to play Schmodown.
Mm-hmm.
He knows the game. He has the knowledge.
Right.
Okay. He may, and imagine if he got to do heel work on top of the knowledge, he'd be deadly. And I think that's what's holding Bateman back right now is he can't do heel work because of possible criticism, possibly not knowing the other player. How often do we know, we've talked to people and they say they talk and work things out. how many people are doing that? Like, hey, let's have fun with this. Let's go after each other. Some people do it, some people aren't. And I think, like she says, has the heels gone soft because they don't want to be criticized. And I think that's one thing moving forward Christian needs to look at and talk to people and say, okay, when you guys are working together, if one's a heel, and you got to understand that this is what we need to get eyes on this thing, because that's one of the big problems right now is Schmodown is lacking eyes right now. Like I said, the match between Paige and Ben. A lot of people were talking about that match. A lot of people looked forward to the match. A lot of people watched it.
Right.
And people were excited about that match. Why? Because Paige Frabetti went after her. Ben Bateman went right back after him.
Right.
They talked crap to each other. It was good smack talk. I like it. I think that is what we need to get eyes on this league.
And that's what Christian wants to go back to, Suge, and that's why we're going back to only a couple matches a week and bringing the story back. Because let's be real, y'all. Like, whether you watch for the trivia or you watch for the people or both, we without one we wouldn't get the other. We need really good matches, really good trivia to make people care, and we also need good characters to make people want to stay. I forget who said it earlier in the chat, but folks are like, for us, Suge, we both may have been fans of Schmoes, or we just like the people behind it, and then we stuck around because the trivia was good. Or some folks came for the trivia and stuck around because the characters are good. Or people other, but they go hand in hand. And to your point, that's something that needs to be talked about going forward, especially once you get back into the whole storylines and characters and cutscenes and whatever the hell. Folks need to be in the know. Everybody in the Schmodown should be in the know when people are, acting up. Yeah. Because us fans that just watch the thing a couple days a week, we don't know entirely what's going on. And if folks don't want to be criticized because they're using their real names, like what ASG pointed out earlier, okay, all power to them. They can do whatever they want. As long as it fits the vision of what the Schmodown is doing, then cool. It may be heels being soft. It may be the entire league being soft. It may just be storylines or the handcuffing because of the pandemic that's changed things. Yeah. But before I start pointing fingers at stuff, I get where Andrew's coming from. I get where you're coming from. Like, I agree with everything being said. Some things I agree with what ASG said. I agree with what Jeremy's saying in the chat. But there's a reason for everything, and I wonder what that is. And I feel like we will not get an answer until next season when storylines are back. Then I feel like we'll get a better idea of all of this. But that won't be until February at the earliest. So
and I think
we'll see.
I think people need to look at the big picture, though. How excited were you to watch Mike Kalinowski versus Sandro and hope Mike beat Sandro for what he did?
God. And I'm a big Mike fan, and I was jazzed, but I bet people just watched that just to watch Dante Pani lose, not just Mike win.
You're on the other fence. You like Chandru, like Corey Cameron. It was like, I hope they spoil everything for everybody. I hope he wins, and everybody's pissed off about it. That's what it makes it fun and great.
Exactly.
Yeah, so he being a heel, I want a full blown heel. Now, if you want to get rid of the cussing and I understand that because he wants to make it family friendly. Completely understand. But let's unhandcuff the heels. Let Ben Bateman go after, Paige Frabetti in their match for the teams.
Let Paige loose on Ben, Let her go
Let
nuts.
him.
And that's where we have to come to a mutual understanding, and not too many folks they may not be willing to do that, and all power
to them. And if they're not willing to do that, let that be behind the scenes.
Yeah, and that's it shouldn't be. We should not know that. We should not know who in the league is cool with talking shit and who's not cool with talking shit. That's not for us to know. That's for all of them. That's for Mark, PJ, and all the writers, the producers, everybody at Skybound. That's for all of them to know. All the competitors, of course, but us, we don't need to know that. And I think that may be a whole different topic of conversation. Do we know too much as fans? Like, and I don't want to break that. I don't want to get into that either, but I second that entirely. It's valid. And ASG in the chat bringing up a great point. Still can't believe Kalinowski down to Pawnee was not a pay-per-view. Again, my favorite match this year. Corey Cameron, my sentiments exactly. And Jeremy Miller, they let Mike tell fans to F off and they bleeped it. So, I mean, the kid couldn't be the kid, you know, because of Captain Morgan. So I think change, like I love change. Change is good. But I mean, especially me, I've had 50 different backgrounds since I've been doing this show. But now I think a lot of folks are so accustomed to what they like, you know, I mean, myself included. Should be allowed to say that question was too easy. Oh,
here's my issue with that. I don't hold on 1 second.
I mean, I don't think they.
I don't think
so.
Yeah.
I mean, I think so, but I mean, fans say that all the time, so who cares?
Here's my thing. If they say it, fine. If you want to say, don't say that, whatever. But stop saying that's a damn attack on the writers. It's not. It's not an attack on the writers. It's have an opinion about the question.
Right.
I said the 5-pointer versus Marie Wilson and Gold Leader was an easy ass question. Mm-hmm. I got a message from a competitor saying, I feel the same way, but I can't say that because I'll get in trouble. Stop. It's not an attack on the question writers. And if anybody wants to tell the question writers I said that and they want to have a conversation with me, DM me. PJ Campbell, DM me. I don't care. I love PJ Campbell. Great guy. Met him this weekend.
The question writers over here. From
Jeremy Adams, great guy. Paige, Abby Frill, great. All of them, great. Having an opinion on a question is not attacking the question writers.
It's not.
Okay. Mm-mm. I'm sorry to tell you, that's not. Jeremy, I don't even care what the tone. I don't even care what the tone is. It's opinion on the question. That's all it is. And like Jeremy Adams said when he was on our show, if someone says that question's too easy or someone says something about that question, yeah, he takes it personally, but they're allowed to have that opinion. He said that. That's a question writer saying that. You can have an opinion. Now, if you say PJ Campbell sucks as a question writer, Jeremy Adams suck, the question writers suck, that is different. That is an attack on the question writers. Or the question writers need to learn to do their job. That's an attack on the question writers. Me saying, a competitor, me, an after show, whoever saying, I didn't like the way that question, I don't think that question was a 5-pointer. That's not an attack. That's just giving your opinion.
It's subjectivity. It's us being like, if they were to, it's like, oh, 5-pointer to Paige Frabetti, who played Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like, oh, it's like, okay, then let's have that conversation. But guess what? We will never have that conversation because that'll never be the thing. The Schmonon's been going for too damn long now with the consistency of the more difficult questions towards the end, and that's how.
And I like this. So Bateman's saying Lucas Black wasn't a 2-pointer, doing that as a heel because heels don't blame themselves. That was my opinion of that move last year. I love that because he was attacking the actor. Well, he's not a big enough actor to be.
At no point did he blame the question writers. He said like, "Yo, Lucas Black, like, why would I know who that is?" Like,
exactly.
I have no reason to know who that is.
Exactly. So
and he hadn't seen the movie. He admitted he didn't see the movie.
And so that's not an attack on the question writers. It's an opinion on the question.
Right.
And I'm okay with that. Again, if you name drop somebody, that's a different story.
Right.
Yeah. PJ Campbell, I don't like him.
Why would the question writers put a Lucas Black question there? Yeah. Like, then we can start giving people shit.
Yeah.
Like that I'm cool with, you know, like that. Then we can start going at fans, competitors, or whoever for giving shit to question writers. But saying that a question's too easy, or I think that's all subjective, Because shit, I've seen way too many questions to count just in the last week of Schmodown that some folks may say, oh, that was a very easy question. And me over here, I'm saying, oh, I haven't seen Blue Chips. So how would I know that? You know? And by the way, Suge, speaking of that, call back to last week's show. I was looking for Blue Chips and didn't find it. I thought about you and Corey when I was at the movie store.
Wait, oh, you're looking for it. Oh,
I was looking. I wanted to buy it just so I can come on the show and show it to you. But I couldn't find it. But
it is on. Let me see. Where can you watch it now? Amazon Prime has it.
Amazon Prime has it. I haven't checked the streamers. I want to own the physical copy.
They have it for a premium subscription.
Man, what the hell are you doing here? But
I'm in a good mood after hanging 80 on Nick and Madden.
Well, it only took you 2 hours and 15 minutes to do it. But so in conclusion, because I want to talk about John Roca for a minute before we wrap the show. In conclusion,
do we have to talk about John Roca?
Yes, we do.
I thought his retirement match was on the FCL. Why are we giving him the big stage?
It felt like it, didn't it? But no, let's. I want to talk about Roca. But in conclusion,
okay.
In my opinion, and it sounds like in Suge's opinion, the saying questions too easy is not an attack on question writers. So heels should be able to say it as long as they're not pinning it like, oh, PJ Campbell, why would you make that? And then we can give them shit. But until then, it's all subjective. Who the hell cares? It's like some questions may be easier to some than others. That's all right.
Yeah,
cool. As long as you're not saying let's give Abby for real shit. I don't like that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, and ASG, but he got crap for attacking the question writer for saying that's not a 2. I said Marie Wilson's goal leader 5-pointer was not a 5-pointer. I mean, you can have an opinion. And like Jeremy Adams said when he was on the show, having an opinion is fine. It's when you name drop somebody. If someone says that wasn't a 2, it must have been PJ Campbell that wrote it because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. We're having a different conversation. Okay? Different conversation. So I understand. And also, too, I'm going to say this. Some people are privileged to backstage things. Just because you know backstage things does not mean you can form an opinion and then say that opinion because other people don't know those things. We know things that happen. I know things that happen this Saturday. And when those matches come out, my opinion can't be based on knowledge I know that you don't know. Because I got to see those things and you didn't see them. Understand that. If you know something that nobody else knows, don't formulate an opinion because you know it and nobody else knows. That's not fair. Because now you're taking privileged information and using it to base your opinion on. And I think that's unfair for people to do, especially people that know things that happen behind the scenes. Like I said, this last Saturday, I got to know things that happen that you will not see. That's not fair to base my opinion off that. I should only base my opinion off of what actually happens in the match, not what happens during production.
In regards to the match and quality and
how somebody. What happens if there's a match and someone shows up they were stuck in traffic, shows up 2 minutes before the match and has to play, and they play absolute crap. You're not going to know that because you don't see that on screen. You only see that they showed up and played a match and played like crap. You know what I'm saying? So you got to remember there's things behind the scenes that happen. Just pointing that out. But let's talk about John Roca.
I'll talk about John Roca.
Wasting our time and taking up a spot spectacular.
You mean like how we wasted 30 minutes?
Look. Hey, tell me I'm a hater. Tell me I don't think that match should happen.
Oh, okay. If John Roca
maybe he should get the last pay-per-view. Shouldn't be as spectacular though.
Now, if John Roca is legitimate about this retirement, if this is legit, and he's legit, he's done competing, and he will never come back ever. I don't want no damn Merle, I'll be back. No, I don't want that. If John Roca's done, I think he should get a spot at Spectacular. I do think so, regardless of what people think about him as a person or the Outlaw. I think that's people can hate him, love him. That's great. All power to him. But because of what John Rocha has done for this league, I think if he knows when it's going to end, I think he should get his spot at Spectacular. I do think so.
Let me just. I met this amazing man this weekend.
King Khan.
Amazing dude. I don't know if he knew who I was. I don't know if he knew who I was when he first met me, because he kind of gave me this look like, don't steal my wallet. But
that's literally anyone who meets you, Suge. It's okay.
Exactly.
No worries.
Exactly. I thought he was gonna call security on me. Be like, what is this guy doing?
No worries, King.
Look at I respect Rocha. He's done a lot for the league. Don't get me wrong. But a Spectacular match?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like having Flair go out of WrestleMania, even though he didn't retire after that. But you know what I mean? Like if he's done, only if he's done. If he's gonna pull some bullshit, I'm back, bitches. If he's gonna pull some bullshit like that, then no, I don't want that. But because of the sentiment and what he's done for the league, and let's face it, y'all. Without John Rocha, who the hell knows what the Schmodown would be?
Precisely.
Who the hell knows?
On ESPN?
My ass. There's no way. Like,
I'm joking.
Like Rocha did a lot and broke down a lot of barriers.
Watch, Rocha's gonna pop up right now in the bottom to cuss me out. Someone sent him the link.
Hey, John Rocha, open. John Rocha, the invite's open, brother. But I do think he deserves that spot at Spectacular. I do think so. At least, and I don't know how many matches there are booked for Spectacular yet. I don't even know if the higher ups know. But Rocha should be one of them. Who he plays, that's an even better question. Because I remember when that whole announcement happened, and we were talking about it with our buddies over at Shmow Me the Money. Someone said, it might have been you, Matt, where it was like Dan Murrow, right? If Dan,
I'd like to see Christian play again.
Christian is a possibility, but my thing is, if Dan's not playing for the title, that's the match that makes the most for storyline reasons.
If Dan's not in the team's title match, if he's not in number one contender, or if he's not in the singles, put that match.
Well, there won't be a number one contender at Spectacular because it's gonna be. We'll have all the tournaments done by then. So
yeah.
So at that point,
it's either teams or singles for him. If he's not in either one of those, I like to see Mance. I like to see Rocha versus Mance.
That'd be a nice legacy one.
It'd be a nice legacy one, but at the end of the day, what I think works out best in regards for this Rocha's final storyline is one last match, him and Merle, winner takes title of GOAT, yada yada yada, because he went about GOAT law. His whole thing last year when he broke up Founding Fathers was, I'm the GOAT. I've been carrying you. I came to beat you. I want to beat you this season. And we haven't got to see that. We haven't gotten that one-on-one match we were all hoping we would get. And now here we are. And
especially after last Spectacular and John Rocha ending what was the exchange at that time and the Founding Fathers, it makes a lot of sense for it to be Dan. I would love for it if he's cool with it. I know he already retired this season, but Jeff Snyder would be another fun one. Have their last matches be against one another at Spectacular in front of all of us, giving them their flowers, their love as they should be. Jeremy Miller in the chat puts in Clark Wolf or Mark Riley. Those are two other fun ones I would love to see.
Riley would make sense because it seems like Riley might move on this year, so why not let them go out together?
I would love to see Mark Riley be that. I would love to see Dan for storyline purposes. I'd love for it to be Dan or Christian. If Christian wants to play again, I doubt it, but if he wants to. I've seen people throw Kevin Smith's name out there. That'd be cool to see. I don't know how that would make sense storyline wise. I don't know how you try to mix that in, but again, I digress. Dan, Christian be fun for story. Snyder, Riley.
Here's my dark horse.
Can I get a Matt Noslov? Have a little top 10.
Here's my dark horse. Hector Navarro.
Excuse me? Why Hector?
Hector Navarro versus John Rocha. Because John Rocha started shade at Hector Navarro a couple times. It would be awesome.
I saw someone mention Hector Navarro's name. I think it was on Facebook or something. And I'm like, Hector? I would love to see like a Matt Nost or Scott Mance. I hope, part of me wishes they don't tell us until Spectacular, and then we hear like the cocaine donkey Scott Mance one more time, and because we haven't seen him in a while, and I would love to see that. But I also love Jeremy Miller's recommendation of Mark Riley, Jeff Snyder, but Matt Nost to me. I think I'd like to see a top 10 head to head. That'd be cool.
In my mind, I've narrowed it down to Christian and Merle are the only two I'd actually honestly be absolutely okay with.
Either one of those makes sense for storyline purposes. Plus, they'd be great matches, especially Dan and Roca. And Corey Cameron in the chat, Roca wants to host the Skybound Expo so bad. Navarro makes sense.
Thank you, Navarro versus Roca. It would be great. It would be great, and then we get some brown representation in the Spectacular.
We get some brownies up there. I was have Roca's last name before that. Yo. Oh, and that I saw that another discussion of that, like shitty main event. Hell no. If anything,
hell no.
Open. If anything, he starts. But
yeah.
I don't want. That was a great recommendation, Brian. Thank you for putting that in the chat. Roca Mance 3. Have them start the show. Having Roca get his last pop when he comes out for his entrance. Jeremy Miller off topic. For a second, Friday's matches have been announced. Bibbs versus Ty is a Friday premiere alongside Parker Saul pay-per-view. Woo! And thank you, Jeremy. I'm glad we waited this long because I didn't see the matches up on the website.
Yeah, I was looking at it because we are. We are going to have some guests on.
Yes, sir. But what's it called? But for Roca, again, I know a lot of folks don't like him. A lot of folks don't like the Outlaw. That's that's all power to you. I totally understand. But I like John Roca. I like the Outlaw a lot. And without the Outlaw, we need to show love and. Because of what he's done for the league. And if this is his way of going out, if he's legit about this, then a match of Spectacular would make a lot of sense to me, personally. But who he faces, like what Matt said, like a Merle or a Christian would be my top choices. But Snyder, Mance, Nost, Navarro, I guess, would be
Navarro. I would go with Navarro.
Someone like that. That'd be a lot of fun to see. So who knows? But Spectacular is a couple months away. We have some time, and we'll see how this story goes out. As of right now,
you say that now. We have time. It's gonna be here. It's gonna be here very, very soon.
I'm gonna be like, oh, yo, Spectacular's in a couple months. Chris, Spectacular is this Saturday. Holy shit! And it's gonna be this.
And then y'all gonna play.
Right. It's like,
yeah. Then you're all going to be in Cali, and we're going to be doing Jaeger shots, you know.
Oh, Jesus.
It's going to be a great time.
Drink Jaeger with Nikki Dimalanta and Marisol McKee. It's going to be a great time.
Marisol McKee, Nikki, and Paige were all taking Jaeger shots.
Oh, Jesus. Juan Rivera in the chat says, hope Ellis stops Christian from competing and competes himself. That'd be a fun twist, seeing Mark Ellis do that. William Harold says, is Mike Amaru not airing this week? Seems like that needs to air before New York next week.
Well, New York is October 4th.
No,
yeah, so they got time.
October 9th.
9th. Oh, so it's
maybe it's next weekend. Maybe it'd be next weekend.
Yeah. Which I was there to watch all these matches. No
matches. Spoilies. So when we do predictions, I don't want to hear it.
I'm not spoiling anything. But let me tell you something. I sent a tweet out about this, and we're talking about Spectacular, New York, and all these things coming up. Watching the Schmodown live is so awesome. It does not compare watching it on a screen as far as watching two people compete over StreamYards.
Right.
Two people together in the same room, it is absolutely amazing. And I want to just shout out Christian and Mark, the crew, PJ Campbell, Dwayne, Courtney from Skybound. There was a couple other people I didn't get their names because they're from Skybound, and I apologize. The question writers, the production, all these people, they did so good with what they had and how they set it up. And it's crazy to watch the behind the scenes as they're filming a match. And shout out to competitors, because competitors.
Tell us who you met, Suge. Tell us who you met over there.
I mean, first off, you saw the pictures on Twitter. I met Rachel Cushing and Kevin Smith, which was awesome. Rachel Cushing was amazing. Rachel Cushing is amazing. I got to like sit there while she played along matches, and then watch her watch IG matches, and how excited she got with answers and things like that. It was absolutely amazing. Kevin looks great. Kevin is itching to get back in IG. I can tell you that right now. Watching him watch these matches, oh my God, it was amazing. I got to meet Frankie Alvarez, Amaru. I got to meet Mike Kalinowski, Shannon. I got to hang out with Kaiser and Gucci, and let me tell you, that was nuts. Adam Witt is a freaking riot. Love that guy. Video Drew, Nerd Chronic, and fans. I got to meet Thrawn. I got to meet some of Smitty. I got to meet a lot of fans.
What's up, Alan Smitty? The
director and obviously Mark Ellis and Christian are amazing. The Rager,
the Rash, bro.
Not the Rash. The Rager. That guy, I don't like him. Can't stand him. The Rager. I liked him.
It's because you've had to dance for him so much.
Do you know he almost tried to make me dance
there?
Yeah.
Again, I don't. I can't wait to see all the fun stuff that.
It was awesome. I
can't wait.
I honestly had so much fun. Obviously, you got to see Kate and Saul, Parker, Robert. And there was a point where I'm standing in a circle with Robert Parker, Sabrina, and Brandon Hanna. And a fun fact: do you know that Brandon Hanna is the only IG player to be TKO'd 4 times?
That's an interesting stat to have.
I don't know if that's a fun fact. It depends on who you're asking. But
it was a good fact. And Leo Logan could check that fact.
But it was Leo Logan in the chat.
Yeah, it was Sabrina's amazing. She's absolutely awesome. All these people were just awesome to hang out with.
I was loving the pictures that you were sharing. And my man Suge called me a couple hours ago, and he was telling me some of the stuff that he just said on the show, and it was funny. And Suge, I didn't tell you this before we do predictions. I do have the matches up here on my phone, but the video you shared of Kate's on your I think it was your Instagram or your Facebook story
with her son.
With her son, yes, I loved it, and more people should watch it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to Kate Mulligan's Instagram, go to social medias and check it out. I learned a lot from it, and I bet you would too. So
it's Alopecia Awareness Month. Her son has alopecia nail. My homie.
Big love to Neil.
And so make sure to check that out. If you can donate. If not, learn more about alopecia and how it affects people and how you can help with just doing things. Kate does a lot of that, and she's real passionate about it, and so should we. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yep, he was right. Hannah's been TKO'd by Chandra twice, Parker, and Saul.
Thanks, Leo Logan, for fact checking. Shuck's fun fact of the week here on Spin from the Real.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Do we have any quick wheel slices of the week before we do predictions? Any quick wheel slices of the week? I
Force Awakens for me, then. I think Force
Awakens for Nikki Dimalanta. It's a goodie. That's a goodie. I love The Last Jedi for Ross too. He absolutely slayed that in the match that we talked about earlier with Nikki. Big love to Fincher for Paige because of that Fight Club mishap. That I'm putting it lightly, of course. And I forget. It was 80s and directors. I would say it's tied for the both of those for PWH and Mike Kalinowski.
ASG and IG. And IG's been
Intergeekdom. Coming of Age for Ben from Jeremy Miller. Hell yeah, it's a goodie. A lot of good wheel slices. I think I'm gonna ultimately go with Ross, Last Jedi, in the Star Wars match. Great showing for Ross. Yeah, he had to lose, but he's going to be killing it next season. I know he will in the Star Wars division. Another killer. Star Wars ain't letting up. But let's do some predictions. Okay. Patreon match that went up today. That will be up public on a Wednesday. Laura Kelly representing Swag in the first round of the Star Wars tournament, facing off against Eric Whiteley. Matt, I have a weird suspicion of where you're leaning in this match. Kelly or Whiteley, who you got?
Swag, drip. Easiest decision.
Drip.
Man. Suge, you share the same sentiment?
I mean, Matt should go get that drip looked at because that's not normal. But yeah, I'm going the same. I'm going Laura Kelly. She looked really good against Dimalanta, and in 3-round matches, she is absolutely a beast. So yeah, I'm going Nikki Dimalanta.
Laura Kelly. Is that who you meant, Laura Kelly?
Laura Kelly. Did I say Nikki Dimalanta?
I know. Nikki's still on the brain. Nikki was a great guest. Love talking to Nikki. That was almost 2 hours ago. This was right. I also have Laura Kelly. She's one of my favorites of this whole damn tournament. I want to see her and Go Leader go up against each other next round. So if I don't sleep on Scrimshaw. I'm not going to sleep on Scrimshaw, but I think Go Leader's going to slip it out. I think my man GL learned from his mistakes last time. Moving on to Thursday, this is a fun one. Final Exam versus King Arthur. Teams tournament, round 1. Already getting some teams tourney matches. You got the Finstock Exchange and Swag, Drip.
Well, we're about to see who Matt really goes for. Come on, Matt. Right. Who you got?
Shug, you go first. We'll come back to Matt. Shug,
no. I want to see what Matt got.
All right, okay, Matt, hit me with it. As everybody in the chat has Laura beating Whiteley in the Star Wars match. Jeremy, Brian.
Matt, you better not go against. You better not go where the way I think you're going.
I gotta go with King Arthur because I love King Khan. So
you don't ever say you're a Swag fan. Don't ever say you're a Swag fan.
Switched up real quick.
He did.
I've always said the Finstock Exchange is number 1. Of the two factions,
that is true. You have said that. Okay, I won't ding you so hard, but you're going against your daddy in Winston. So,
for this, it boils down to we've seen Final Exam so many times. They've done great things, but I think it's finally time to put that team to rest. So.
Ooh. All right. Suge, before you give your 2 cents to the Logan in the chat, Final Exam needs this. If not, they're toast. Brian has King Arthur with the upset. Corey Cameron shares Matt's sentiments. Jeremy Miller has Final Exam. And then King Khan, that's the best.
Thank you, Khan.
King Khan. We got to... so King Khan, I'm expecting you on the show on Monday. We're going to bring your kingdom back to Spin from the Real.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I just thought about that.
Expect a DM from us, King Khan.
No, I already talked to the winner, and Winston will be on Monday. No, I was playing. I'm joking.
Oh, that one laptop's gonna die. We gotta make this quick. So I have.
It doesn't have reference, so I think Paul Yama could beat them.
Don't sleep on Khan. Don't sleep on Khan.
I said this on the Schmoes of the North. The Taco All-Nighter stream a couple nights ago, and I'll say it again. King Arthur, I think they're going to beat Final Exam. Don't sleep on Nooms and Khan, but they're going to run into a tough matchup in their next round, and I believe that's the deception match if it goes my way, if it goes the way I want it to. So for this week, I got King Khan and Griffey Nooms. On Friday, Suge, did you say Final Exam or King Arthur?
I'm... God damn it. King Arthur.
There you go. That's all I want to hear. All right. Friday. Got 2 for. We got one regular one. William Bibiani. William Bibiani and Ty Lieberman, round 2 singles tournament. Shook, who you got?
Ooh. Going to Beast. I mean, I know Ty met him this weekend too. Good guy. But I mean, it's William the Beast Bibiani.
All right, Matt. I'm assuming some things never change.
Yeah, I'm riding with the exchange. it's me. Unless it's Swag versus the Exchange, it's always an easy choice. So.
All right. Leo Logan in the chat has Bibiani as well as Jeremy and Corey. Chat really leaning towards Bibiani, as will I. I love Ty. Bibiani's a beast, though, pun intended. I'm rocking with Bibiani. And we got a pay-per-view next Friday, or this Friday. Inner Geekdom Tournament Final. It's a 5-rounder, I believe.
Yeah.
Is that how they're Yeah, it's a 5-rounder.
Tournament finals.
Yeah, I mean, Parker's gonna need it. Saul's gonna whoop his ass. Oh, I can't say ass. I think Saul is gonna absolutely crush it in this match. And I am super excited. So I got Saul all day, every day. The Saul show.
Saul, Robert Parker. Okay, Jeremy Miller says Saul. Or Denhead in the chat. Jeremy Miller. I'm gonna go with Parker wins the tournament. Leo Logan says in the chat. I also think that Parker's gonna win the tournament. I got Parker taking this over Saul.
I mean, well, you've chosen wrong many a time. So,
and Saul can come on the show next week and berate me if he wins. So we'll see. It's a 5-rounder. I don't know. I got Parker. I'm leaning towards Parker. Matt, who you got?
I honestly don't know here.
Brian has Saul. If that helps you, Corey has Saul.
It's like Saul done what I wanted him to do going into this tournament. He's come up. He showed up. But Parker's just been a freight train this year. So it honestly comes down to which Saul shows up. Do we get the Saul we saw at Collision? Do we get the Saul who's been running amok any other match this year? So I'm not going to pick anyone here. I'm just going to. It's a toss up.
Word, my man's pushing the bat. But that's the show for this week, y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming and hanging out with us on Spin from the Real this week. It's been a long one. Chris is back, baby. We're doing 3-hour shows every Monday from this point forward.
Oh, God.
Good God.
Much love to everybody that came and hung out with us in the chat. I see all y'all. Jeremy, ASG, Brian, Jeff. What's going on, Jeff? Leo Logan, my best friend. Amaru was in chat earlier. Much love. King Khan. I saw you too, brother. William. To all the folks that were hanging out with us. Shout out to
Wingblade. Watch
Wingblade
show tomorrow.
Yes.
FCL tomorrow. Make sure you go ahead and check out Sean. He was in the chat earlier. Big love to Nikki Dimalanta and to Paige Frabetti for coming on the program. Real suspect episode of Spin from the Real, but we're so glad we got them on, and hopefully they'll be on sooner rather than later. And hopefully we'll see. Paige probably gonna break my heart regardless of what she does over the next few weeks. But yo, Suge, where can the folks find you on the socials? What's up?
I mean, you know where you can find me, Suge Knight 323 on TikTok and Twitter. I make dumb videos over there, possibly me in the shower crying and doing dumb stuff. Also, you can find me at Suge Knight 1323 at Twitch, where I play some Magic, possibly start playing some Apex again, maybe some Call of Duty. Maybe Chris will share some time with me and we get on some Call of Duty and play. And then, yeah, that's about it, man. Make sure to follow the channel. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. It helps us out. We're trying to get, I think, where are we at right now, Matt?
325 as of tonight.
Okay, so we want to, by spectacular, we want to get up to 500. That's our goal.
Yes.
So help us out, retweet us when we tweet out about the show, any clips. Just make sure to do that. It helps us out a lot.
Hell yeah, you already know. Matt, where can people find you, bro?
I'm all here. This is where you will always find me, on this channel right here. Watt Movies _Matt on Twitter. And yeah.
Hell yeah, subscribe to the channel. Chris Anthony Lopez Cal. You can call me either one. Either one's cool. Follow me on Twitter and TikTok. I'll be making my return to that video platform very, very soon. And Wrestle Reel. The RGC. I know my life's been crazy the last few months, but Wrestle Reel, we're going to do that show this Friday. We're talking some wrestling. A lot's happened over the last couple months, and I got to see some of it in person, so that was rad. But we'll talk about that this Friday. Wrestle Reel, 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern. Me and my boy Nick Molbach going back at it. And I see you, Jeff, in the chat. I miss Chris on Shmo Me the Real. I'm assuming we'll have a Shmo Me the Real this Friday, and if we do that show.
There's no pay. Oh no,
we just talked about the pay-per-view. It's Parker and Saul.
I don't think that's a pay-per-view, is it?
It's on the website.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't checked. There was nothing up earlier. I didn't know.
We did 4
I thought
matches.
it was a regular match.
We literally posted the match.
Parker Saw's the pay-per-view. Jeff, I'll tell you right now. I mean, it looks like it's a pay-per-view, but I may be able to pop on Shmomi in the Real this week. It's been a minute. I miss you guys. I miss you too, Jeff. Miss you and Buck. And we'll cross the bridge when we get there. I do work Saturday morning, so I don't know, but we'll see.
You and me both. 6:30 a.m., sir.
Yeah, 2:30 to 10. Subscribe to the channel, like the video if you're watching us afterwards, leave a comment. It's very much appreciated. But thank you all so much for watching Spin from the Reel. And do not forget, y'all, spin from the reel, not from the pegs. We'll see y'all next time.
You just shook up the world. How's that feel? Hey, I'm not